Honestly, I'm really excited. I am genuinely excited because every time we watch AAA, it's always a fun watch. It's always a good time. And this card genuinely looks very, very interesting to me, right? This is genuinely... this could be one of those shows that we sort of talk about at the end of the year as being like, oh, do you remember that show? That was really fun. Like, it was just this quirky little thing that went down on a Saturday. Most people probably won't watch it because it's obviously not like Raw or SmackDown. It's not like a WWE PLE. But it's one of those little cheeky hidden sort of shows that, like, most people, the casuals, just won't watch. But I think this is going to be fun, and it really could have some repercussions for the main roster. So I love these kind of shows. I love these kind of shows. This, to me, is one of those shows that if you're a real WWE fan, like you're real hardcore, you're really into it, this is one of those shows that you would want to not miss. And I'm really, really not just saying that, right? Because look at what we've got. We're going to open up with the Intercontinental Champion, Penta. He's actually going to be saying a few words. So Penta's going to kick off the show. Obviously, don't know if someone's going to step to him or if he's just there for a bit of a rah-rah speech. But it gives us an opportunity for something to happen, right? There's an opportunity for someone to step to Penta, maybe lead into a match for next week or the week after. We know that this Rey De Reyes is going to run for a couple of weeks, but this looks to be the big week. This looks to be like the big one that they've really gone all in on. So, yeah, we've got Penta, Intercontinental Champion, opening the show. This is sure to be our main event. I'm guessing this is our main event. This is DOMINIK MYSTERIO against Vikingo, which is going to be a great match anyway. But the AAA Championship is on the line, and if DOMINIK loses, he is out of AAA. Now, I have seen some really interesting predictions for this. There's been some people saying that DOMINIK could win, and actually that could drive Vikingo out. I don't think the stipulation is that Vikingo has to leave if he loses. I don't think it's loser leaves. I think it's just DOMINIK leaves. But there are some people thinking that DOMINIK's reign could continue. It could result in Vikingo going and go into NXT because NXT could really do with a boost. And Vikingo go into NXT for a while. That could be really interesting, right? I would welcome that. I think that would be a great boost because he's a fantastic talent. That would be a great boost to NXT. So I don't know. I really don't know which way this is going to go. Obviously, there's others thinking that Finn Balor could get involved. He could result in DOMINIK losing the championship. But if he loses, he's done with AAA forever. Like, are we really going to take DOMINIK out of AAA forever? Obviously, we don't have to. There can always be a way of bringing him back. But I don't know. I really find this one a little bit tricky. I was feeling pretty good about DOMINIK losing, but then I've just read a couple of previews for 1-1 Mania in particular. Did a bit of a preview breakdown for this show because I wanted to make sure there was anything I wasn't missing. And they said they think DOMINIK's going to retain. And they were saying that they think that Vikingo could find his way to NXT. And it just kind of got me thinking, oh, is that the plan? So I think what we'll do is a poll, right? So who leaves as AAA champion? Who do you think's going to leave? Do you think that DOMINIK loses thanks to Finn Balor? Do you think that Vikingo is going to lose and then somehow get kind of driven to NXT? Because apparently DOMINIK and Vikingo have been feuding for a good 7 months or so. This is surely the end of that feud. So, but yeah, that 4-1-1 Mania prediction just sort of got me going, I'm not sure now. So, big match anyway. Big match. Could go either way. The championship on the line. Then we've got this, which is both of the El Grandes. I mean, originally, I think they were meant to go up against each other. It's actually changed now to the Rey De Reyes final. So, we've got both of the El Grandes. We've got Parka and we've got Santos Escobar. This is for the swords. So this sword that you're seeing in the background there and there, I don't know if there's a better shot of it, but there is an actual sword. The winner receives the sword. I mean, what a hell of a prize. What a fantastic prize. Apparently this event's been going since the late 90s. I have never heard of this or seen this. I was never a AAA viewer, so all of this is new to me. But this Rey De Reyes final is like apparently the King of the Ring final. And so, yeah, we've got this sword that's going to be presented to the winner, and it's the same as winning King of the Ring, right? That's kind of the way to view it. So, yeah, it could be any of these. I don't think they go Parka. I don't feel too excited by him. Both of those are interesting. That's going to be probably the crowd's favorite. I mean, they could give him the honor. 411 Mania thinks that it could be Santos Escobar because he's only just come back. And this would be a great way of sort of making a big deal out of him. So they're looking at him. I'm wondering about him. You could go that way with him cheating. I think he's got to be the outsider. I don't see any reason as to why you would put it onto Parka, but don't know. That's like a King of the Ring final. The other thing we've got as well, an open challenge for the Reina de Reinas championship, right? They love that, don't they? Rey De Reyes and Reina de Reyes and all of this stuff. So that is an open challenge by, is it Flammer? She is issuing an open challenge for a championship, but here's the catch. It's got to be someone from Raw or SmackDown. It's got to be someone from Raw or SmackDown. That means no Lola Vice, no Kalani Jordan, no one from NXT, no one from AAA. It's got to be Raw. It's got to be SmackDown. I was asked, who do I think it could be? And I said, well, wouldn't it be great if it was Nikki Cross? Because Nikki Cross just is not wrestling at the moment. So bring her out, give her an opportunity. 411 Mania said they thought that it could be Raquel Rodriguez because Raquel isn't doing much at the moment. She's just obviously lost against Stephanie. She's now out the title picture. Liv is next. So Raquel's a little bit lost. So how great to have her answer this, win it, and become the female champion. And I was like, yeah, that does actually make a lot of sense. The only thing I would say is, do we need to do that tonight? You know, do you have a few women challenge for the title first, and then you get to Raquel? Because I think Raquel winning it, I think that does make a lot of sense. I can agree with that. But I don't know, do you do Nikki this week and then Flammer say she's going to do an open challenge next week or the week after, and then that's when you bring Raquel out? Or maybe you do, you know, Ivy Nile for a week, or, you know, Chelsea Green, although she's injured at the moment. But you get my point. Do you do some other women first before then doing Raquel, or do you just do Raquel and Raquel wins? I don't even know that it's going to be Raquel, but I did like what 411 Mania was saying about how Raquel is a big deal. She's got good crowd support. She's now out the title picture. It's Stephanie and Liv at the moment. And I was like, yeah, that does make a lot of sense, actually. That does make a lot of sense. So this is the card. I actually don't know how long the show goes for. My guess would be 2 hours. I've not seen any other matches announced apart from these three. So I don't think we can fit 3 in an hour, because I've got to think that that's going to have a good 20 minutes. That's going to need 10 minutes or so, 20 minutes. That would give us just half an hour to get these two things. And I'm pretty sure this is going to need 2 hours. So I don't even think the show is going to be overly long. I don't think it's going to be like 3 hours, 4 hours or anything like that. I think it's going to be a nice 2-hour show, easy to watch. Everything has got main roster talent involved. That's got to be Raw or SmackDown. That's got both the El Grandes and Santos. That's got DOMINIK Mysterio. Penta opening the show. This is a low-key, like, Mexican Saturday night main event, isn't it? That's how it feels. It feels low-key like the Mexican Saturday night's main event. So, yeah, genuinely, I'm looking forward to this show. I think this show should be a lot of fun. And every time we've watched AAA, it's always delivered. It's always been good. I don't get a chance to watch the weekly shows because they're on a Saturday. And I just can't commit to watching every Saturday because, of course, sometimes we have pay-per-views. We do occasionally do UFC. We do occasionally do boxing. So, you know, it's always hard to, it's impossible to be here for every AAA show. So, as a result, we are here for the bigger shows, and this is definitely one of those. So yeah, very excited, very much looking forward to tonight, and I hope you are as well. I hope everyone is well as well, and I hope that people got a bit of enjoyment out of last night. Certainly the opinions from the opinions video suggested people had fun last night. There was some decent scores thanks to that final segment. I mean, when I say decent, they were still in the 6s and the 7s, but I think without that final segment, it could have been a bit of a disaster. A lot of people saying the show was a struggle, and we are seeing that from SmackDown. So there's just lots, isn't there? Lots to talk about right now. So, right, Mr. Dal Jr. said, Days, next weekend, UFC is in London. Are we going to do a watch-along for that? Did we see the UFC White House announcement, and what are your thoughts? I don't know about next weekend. I genuinely have not got that far in my thought process yet. All I knew was that we were doing Elimination Chamber, then NXT, then AAA, and that was as far as I'd got. So don't know about next weekend. In regards to the White House cards, underwhelming is the word I would use. And I think Ronda Rousey even said a very interesting comment. She said that Dana White himself knows that White House card is not good enough. And I don't know if she was just taking a shot at UFC. I'm sure he certainly would not have appreciated her saying that. But that's what she said. She said that even Dana White himself knows that card is not good enough. I think there's been a lot of injuries. By the sounds of it, they were trying to get Kayla Harrison onto that card, but she is injured and she couldn't make it. Sounds like there were talks with John Jones. I was listening to Ariel Helwani. He said that apparently they try and make fights, and then they take the fights that they've made to Dana, and then Dana chooses them. And I think they had been in talks with John Jones, and somewhere along the line, it has kind of fallen apart. Now, whether it was money, whether it was Dana just going, no, I don't want that guy on the card, right? Whatever it was, not sure. But, you know, no John Jones, no Conor McGregor, no Kayla Harrison. They tried to get Islam Makhachev, but Islam Makhachev is not going to be ready in time. So that fell through as well. It just sounds like a bit of a disaster, really. It just sounds like this has not gone the way that they wanted. And they've ended up with a card which I think UFC purists that watch week in, week out will be excited by. But I don't think it's a card that does much for casual fans. It's fine. I mean, I do like the Cyril Gane, Alec Pereira fight. I think that's pretty good. I think it's Ilia Topuria versus Gaethje. I mean, that'll be pretty fun. Rest of it, I don't think I can use the word like essential viewing. It feels to me like the White House card, what you wanted was several big American names. I mean, you know, we're doing a fight of Pereira against Gane, which I think is the co-main, and neither of them are American. And, I mean, that's fine, but I do think that this card is kind of built on nationality. This is, you know, America celebrating its 250th birthday. I feel like you can do Pereira Gane really any time, right? This card, for me, should have been the biggest American stars in, like, you know, each match, a different American star going up against the best challenger possible. And I'm sure they started with that idea. I'm sure that was their starting point. But because of injuries and stuff like that, this is where they ended up. So, yeah, not blown away. I don't think too many people are blown away, to be honest. I've seen more criticism for it than I have praise. But it's still a good card. I mean, let's not be down on it. It's still a good card. It's still a, you know, for an average show, you would more than take it. But I think everyone's expectations were just so high for the White House cards. Alexa Bliss Gamer said if Dom loses tonight, he has to leave AAA forever. He is too big for them to lose, said Alexa Bliss Gamer. It's a good point. Alexa Bliss Gamer, I hope you're well. Dana said months ago that John wasn't going to be on that White House card. You can look up the interview, said First 48 Gaming. Yep. But Ariel Helwani said yesterday or the day before, because it was a recent kind of breakdown, he said he knows, as a matter of fact, with absolute certainty, UFC were talking to John Jones, right? And that's what he said a few days ago. So it is true that Dana said months ago John was not going to be on that card. And this is why Ariel was saying, I don't know where it broke down. I don't know if it was a case that the UFC were talking to John and Dana didn't know about it, because the way that it works apparently is they go and they sort out the fights, and then they take the fights to Dana like, we can do this, we can do this, we can do this. And obviously Dana's going to be like, have you already spoke to them? And they're like, yeah, they're signed up. You've just got to give the okay. So it could be that UFC spoke to John to try and see, you know, can we get it over the line? What would it take? And it could be that they, you know, got somewhere and then they took it to Dana and Dana went, no, I've been saying for months, no. And I don't care if there's injuries or anything like that, no. But Ariel was saying that apparently UFC reached out to John. So it could have fallen apart at that stage. It could also have fallen apart if they approached him and the money just wasn't right. I mean, apparently they're going to make a big loss from this show. A big loss. So they know they're not making their money back. So I think a lot of the purses are a little bit lighter than what the fighters would normally expect, because this is a loss-making show. It's costing them so much to actually run the White House because there is no stadium. They're having to build and provide everything. And I'd imagine just the cost of like the security and all that stuff is crazy. So yeah, this is a show that they are financially losing on, but it is worth it for them because it's going to be such a big show that's going to be seen by so many people. It's going to be everywhere, all on the news, the visual. You know, it's a good boost for the brand. So they're kind of looking at it that way. But it's very interesting. I mean, I was interested as to what the card was going to be, even though I've not had a chance to be keeping up with it recently. And yeah, with so many injuries, I wonder if he was tempted to go, oh my God, you know, for this one show, do I need him? I don't know. It's a hard one, isn't it? It's a difficult one. Because looking at the card, I'd say they did need him. It's a shame, to be honest, UFC couldn't get Ronda on that card as like a bit of a... Because it's such a special one-off, you know? But anyway, that's UFC. Kader said, did you see the rumours that Royce Keys could be Jelly Roll's partner against Miz and Kit Wilson? I have not, actually. So, do we know who has said this? Is it a trustworthy source? Because, to be honest with you, I have not seen too much news today. So, that's interesting. Would I do that? No, I would not. I don't think having Royce Keys in a WrestleMania match where he's the one that's got to carry the team doesn't strike me as a good idea. Normally, you would want to have someone with the celebrity that's been there, done it, knows the ropes. If something goes wrong, they can bring it back on track. Is that Powerhouse Hobbs? Is that Royce Keys? A guy that, you know, has not really had a proper TV match yet outside a main event. Like, if anything, I think Royce Keys needs to have someone next to him that knows the ropes, knows what to do if things start going awry. And who's going to be on the other side? Miz and Kit Wilson. Well, I suppose Miz is in the match, but that's a lot of pressure to put on his shoulders, isn't it? That's a lot of pressure to put on his shoulders. I don't know about that. I'm not sure about that. But then I suppose we would have been in the same situation if Danhausen had been the partner, because I was wondering if Danhausen was going to be involved, because he is obviously involved at the moment with The Miz. But to be honest with you, that would have been the exact same thing, wouldn't it? Danhausen has not had a TV match in WWE. So if things went wrong, would he know what to do? So, I don't know. I just don't need this match at all, to be honest. Is there anyone clamoring for this match? Is there anyone out there that's desperate to see where this leads? Whoa. So that's interesting. we'll have to see if that's where it goes. I'm sure it's not going to be a big, long thing anyway, even if we get it. But yeah, that was not a segment people reacted very fondly to. I voted Dom by accident, said BG. I thought it said who leaves AAA. I didn't see the champ. Oh my God. Well, you've ruined it now. We might as well just end the poll. It's all ruined. The results are no longer accurate. So, oh God. Well, do you know what? It is quite important because at the moment it's pretty much 50-50, which is amazing. Dominik, 51% that he leaves as AAA champion today, or Vikingo, 49% that he leaves as AAA champion today. So 51-49 is pretty much 50-50. So keep getting your votes in. We'll see by the time the show starts, which is in a little while actually, because it's very late, this show today. Very late. I actually didn't set my alarm to wake me up because it's late. It's a late start. So I was just like, oh, this is great. I'm just going to sleep. So I just slept. So as a result, that's why I'm not really caught up with stuff, because I haven't set my alarm. I haven't been going through stuff. Just had a lovely little Saturday lion. Yeah. It was lovely. Don't be jail. Yeah. Cadet said he's a 22 veteran, a future Hall of Famer. Oh, what? Who's that? Miz. Miz, definitely a Hall of Famer. Definitely. Dimitri said, I am. Jelly Roll on the mic was good. Yeah, he was. Got to stop hating on celebrities. He's putting in the work, said Dimitri. Well, I disagree, obviously. I mean, I think that when it comes to celebrities coming in and taking spots away from wrestlers, I mean, Jelly Roll is going to be in a match that someone else could be in. You know, there is going to be a wrestler that will not be at WrestleMania wrestling because Jelly Roll is going to be there. And are you telling me that Jelly Roll is working harder than the wrestler that's missing out? Are you telling me that the wrestler that we watch all year round is less deserving than the celebrity that just comes in, what, a month before and takes that spot? I mean, Jelly Roll can still be at WrestleMania. He can be on the outside of the ring. He could sing a song. He could do the attendance announcements. He could do the welcome to WrestleMania thing, right? He could do a special edition of Miz TV, right? Where we have a bit of fun. One of those little comedy segments. Like, there are loads of ways that you can use celebrities at WrestleMania. And I am all for it. Like, I think it's got lost in communication when I say that I'm down on celebrities in wrestling, because I'm not down on them being a part of wrestling. I think it's great when actually we bring in celebrities and we showcase them and whatever. But when they have a match, when they actually try to go toe-to-toe with these highly trained wrestlers that have been doing it their whole lives, you know, that's where it loses it for me. Because you wouldn't expect them to do that in UFC. You wouldn't expect Jelly Roll to step into the UFC cage and have a UFC fight and look competitive. I mean, do you remember when CM Punk left wrestling and went to UFC and trained for, like, I don't know, 2 years or whatever, put in the work in, and then he got into the UFC cage and just got absolutely battered, got absolutely humbled, like lost both of his fights. And it was, even Dana was like, I got that one wrong, you know? Like, even CM Punk, who put in the work, stepped in the cage, couldn't rise to the level of UFC. Because how could you? Like, how could you? It was like, you know, look at all the work Jake has done. Jake steps in with, you know, even when he stepped in with Tommy Fury, he lost. When he steps in with Anthony Joshua, you know, he runs away. And no disrespect to Jake for that. I mean, I would run away, right? We would all run away. So no disrespect to Jake for that. But there are levels to these games. And because wrestling is predetermined, we can do whatever we want, but we should still respect wrestling, and we should still respect the wrestlers. And the problem I have is that when a celebrity gets in the ring and wants to look competitive, that is not respecting the wrestlers. You are not respecting the work that they do. I don't care if you have worked your tits off for a month. A month is nothing. I don't care if you've done it 2 months. The idea that you could have 2 months of intensive training and be competitive is a disgrace, is actually offensive. And that's why, for me, like, I know where my line is when it comes to this. And I ain't going to change my position on that. Just loads of examples of it happening. The only thing I'd say is I'm not a fan of any of it, right? It was a different time back in the 80s, though. You got to remember that kayfabe was still protected. You also have to remember that Mr. T was playing the strongest man on TV. Like, Mr. T was a badass, right? So people believed that Mr. T could handle himself. He was an actor, but the character that he played was a badass. I mean, he was the badass in the A-Team, and the A-Team were a badass as well. So, you know, there was real credibility to Mr. T. You know, so him coming in, there we go. So, as I was saying, little bit of a different time. Still not a fan of it. Still would rather we had a different WrestleMania 1 main event. But, yeah, that's the one that gets kind of thrown at you whenever you talk about celebrities. We've done this since WrestleMania 1. I know. I've seen the show many times. How can you hate a man that's called Jelly Roll, said King Notorious. If an actual athlete is there in a street fight, maybe part of a group, drama or storyline, I'd be okay with it. Jelly Roll plays music. Have The Miz, Truth, Danhausen join him playing a song, says Metal Mama. Well, it's going to be the age-old debate. I know where I stand on it, and I know why I stand there as well. I can very easily explain why I feel the way that I feel. If you agree with that, that's great. If you disagree with it, that's absolutely fine. You know, the only thing I can ever do is just lay out my position, and that's it. So, and I can't see that ever changing, to be honest. The only time I ever feel a little bit different is if it's someone from, say, UFC, right? So, you know, when like Cain Velasquez came in or Ronda Rousey came in, I mean, those to me I don't really class as celebrities. They're fighters, you know? They are real fighters. I think what Mama just said there was really true. That if this was a real fight broke out, you know, how would Jelly Roll do against some of these trained wrestlers that can get takedowns and put submission holds on? I would like to think that he would not do very well. I'd like to think that, right? Because wrestlers should be highly trained and they should have all these different submission moves, right? Or headlocks and different ways to like put people out. But when it comes to Ronda, when it comes to Cain Velasquez, then obviously they can more than hold their own if this got real. So that's why when they came in, or like when not Tommy Fury, blimey now, I can't remember his name. Why can't I remember his name? That's bad, isn't it? That is bad. Slip in my mind. My brain keeps going, Big John Fury. Tyson Fury. I don't know why, my brain was just going, Big John, it's Big John. I'm like, it's not Big John, it's not Big John. Say Big John, it's not Big John. It's because Big John was ranting and raving the other day, and I've got Big John on the brain. But his son, Tyson Fury, when he came in, that had credibility because he was one of the, I think he was heavyweight champ at the time. So I feel different about those people. I think Metal Mama hit it on the head. When things get real, you know, what would it look like? John said, do you like Randy being a heel? I love it. Yes, I do. I'm a big fan of heel Randy Orton. I think heel Randy Orton is one of my favorite heels. I think he's very, very good in that role. I think that, as we've been saying, you know, the segment yesterday, really well received. You lot scored it all time, 44%. I think heel Randy is one of my favorite characters, one of my favorite heels. There is a challenge, as we keep saying, and that is going to be, you know, we've just been critical of Drew getting the cheers because I don't think he played the heel role very well, and I don't think Cody was playing the babyface role very well. Cody was coming out and not even getting a chance to say anything and being interrupted. And for me, like, a lot of the cool, interesting stuff was being said by Drew. So it was quite easy to look at that dynamic and go, that's wrong, right? Where we are now is we're about to start a whole new story with Randy going heel. This is a Randy Orton that knows how to be a heel, right? I'm very interested to see what work he brings, what he says. I'm very interested to see how they book Cody and what this is going to look like. And I'm very interested to see what the result is going to be in regards to the reaction from the crowd, right? So this, for me, is going to be a very interesting watch. A very interesting watch. I think if they can put the same amount of work and energy into this story as they did into the turn, then I think that's fantastic. I think that is, you know, we could have something really special. So they've got me. This is the match that I'm most interested in now. This is if I could only watch one match at WrestleMania, it would be heel Randy against Cody. That's the match that I want to see, because this is the match I've been waiting for. Ever since Cody came back, like, his biggest rival was, or his biggest feud could be against Randy, because of their history, because of legacy. The other thing as well is heel Randy is very interesting for the Wyatt Six. Who was Bray Wyatt's biggest rival? It was Randy Orton. And I think that this is the story that the Wyatt Six should be, like, focused on. If there's anyone that they want to get at, it should be Randy, because Randy is the person that beat Bray twice at WrestleMania, ended his championship run at WrestleMania 33, obviously burnt down the compound. There was a picture of that in the Funhouse. It was that traumatic. Randy burning down the Wyatt family compound. And, you know, apparently Sister Abigail her soul was in that compound. That's why she is at the window as the compound burns. The image of that was in the Funhouse. And so Randy is responsible for that. He is responsible for also, I believe, trashing and setting fire to... I can't remember if he set fire to it, but he definitely trashed the Funhouse as well. He beat Bray twice at Mania, ended Bray's championship run at WrestleMania 33. Obviously, he burnt the Fiend, and that's how we got burnt Fiend. You mean we all remember what went on between Bray and Randy going into 2021, leading up to WrestleMania 37. So heel Randy is not just interesting for Cody. I think it could be really interesting for Uncle Howdy and the Wyatt Six. Yes, you would need to get Randy a bit of backup for that if we were going to do a big kind of feud there. That could be interesting as well. Who do you put with Randy if he takes on the Wyatt Six? And if that is the plan, then the Wyatt Six need to get the win over MFTs, and we need to hopefully start doing the stuff we want to see. If we're going to dig into all of that history, it is so rich. There is so much stuff there that, I mean, I would be trying to grab Rob Fee and go, oh, mate, go to town. Do you remember what you did with Nightbirds? Go to town. There is so much for you to dig into with a Wyatt Six Randy Orton feud that excites me as well. I remember saying that I would have liked Randy to have turned last year. I think we were having this conversation in early 2025. And the reason why I said that was because we listed the people he could feud with. I was like, if you turn Randy heel, you've got the John Cena match. This is John's last year. So you do one last time, John Cena, Randy. Now we did. It was just the other way round. It was actually John that was heel, right? Which I didn't expect when we had the conversation. I was saying heel Randy. Wyatt's is one of the feuds. Cody is another feud. And we were having this chat over 12 months ago. Maybe even longer. So now that they've actually pulled the trigger, I am excited. We can't do the Cena thing now because obviously he's retired, but we sort of did it last year anyway. Wasn't very good. And now we've got obviously the Cody thing on the horizon. So yeah. Metal Mama said, I hope the 5 months versus MFTs was worth it. Maybe lead into something like that. I remember when I was writing up theories, that was one of the things that people were hopeful for. And I would love that, says Metal Mama. I would love it as well. I would love it as well. I don't know how it fits in, and I don't know where it fits in, because obviously I can't see Uncle Howdy trying to win a world title. We just have not built him up that way, and it's going to take a long time to build him to that level. So I think if Randy's going to have that world title, he's going to be away from the Wyatts for a while. So I think he needs to not be champion. We sort of need to get past the Cody thing. We're probably looking much, much later in the year, November time, Survivor Series time. Actually, that could work so well. That could work so well, because I think it's hard to see this being one and done with Randy and Cody at Mania. I would love to see like a big summer program and keep that going. I would not be down on doing a rematch at SummerSlam. Obviously, it depends how this all plays. We've got off to a great start, but for me, this is the feud that I've been waiting for, right? Or one of them. I'm still waiting for Rock Roman as well. I'd love that. But Cody and Randy is not that level, but it's one that I wanted. So I'm quite fine. I'm all right to, get more than just 4 weeks out of it. But once we've done whatever we've done with Cody, maybe we do shift him to the Wyatts as we head towards Survivor Series. And actually, we could do something really fun then. So, I don't know. We're just spitballing, throwing stuff out. There's a lot of meat on that bone for the Wyatts to get their teeth into. Mr. Unfamiliar said, as long as Randy doesn't turn on the crowd and tell everyone that he's attacking Cody for the fans, then I think it'll work. Yeah, the messaging's got to be... I put a tweet out yesterday because I feel like this is one of the major concerns, and it's a valid concern. I'm not saying it's not a valid concern. It is a valid concern. And it was a concern people were expressing in the opinions video that, too many people are going to side with Randy. He's one of the all-time greats. And he's very cool. He's very charismatic. Again, if you give people the choice, do I want to back Cody or do I want to back Randy? That's a choice that everyone has to make individually, right? WWE have got influence over that choice. They can make Cody the more attractive option. And that, for me, is what they've got to do over the next 4 weeks. So, I just put a little tweet out, just spitballing, because having done the opinions video, it was very clear that there was a lot of people that were really, worried about that or expressing concern about that. And so I was like, okay, rather than just go, well, that's what they need to do. What does it actually look like? What is it that we should do? And so I put down, tell the fans that he blames them, right? Any support that comes his way, shoot it down, right? Rip up signs, go off on fans. You weren't there for me. I've been pandering to you. Where's my success been? Yeah. I've achieved nothing over these past few years, and it's because I've been worried too much about entertaining you. Well, that stops now. Make sure it's very, very clear that Randy has got no time for the fans, right? So you make that evident. Then tell the fans the RKO is gone, and it's never coming back, right? Never coming back. RKO is done. Now, that might not be true. If he turns face again, he can bring it back. But people love RKO, and they love chanting for the RKO, and they love the RKO. It's gone. You're not going to see it. Don't bother supporting me, hoping you're going to see an RKO. It's done. Anything the fans like or want is gone, right? RKO, gone. I even said that I would be tempted to change his music to something really generic, something really bad, something that when he comes out, people are like, this sucks. He's been Def Rebelled. It's like, yeah, he's been Def Rebelled. Because the Voices theme is so iconic. Get rid of it. Again, we have got one job, and that is to make Randy the less attractive option. We have got to kind of dull him down a bit, right? He can still be bloodying people and attacking people and stuff like that. But the more exciting stuff has got to be coming from Cody. So we don't want to just completely make him dull. We don't want to make him like, you know, take the legs out from under him. We can't completely do that, but there is a balance. The other thing I was thinking is having him talk to Triple H behind the scenes, because we know that he and Triple H are really, really close. There is this narrative that Cody is the chosen one, the golden boy. He's, you know, Triple H is going to protect him, right? I think let's look at that. And let's, on TV, present it as the reverse. Let's have Randy having conversations with Triple H. Let's show them shaking hands just in the background of a promo. Imagine that. Someone's cutting promo, and in an office, you can see Randy and Triple H shaking hands. Triple H patting him on the shoulders. Like, good work. Completely flip it. Cody ain't the chosen one. Randy is the chosen one. Randy is the one that Triple H is now going to get behind. And let's take that narrative away. So I think there's lots that you can influence. I've said this before. Go into creative with a list of problems and start ticking them off. Randy's music's, you know, iconic. Change it. People love the RKO. Get rid of it. People think that Cody Rhodes is the Triple H golden child. Okay, make that Randy, right? Just work your way down the list of complaints that people have and change it and work on it. It's going to take a lot of work to achieve that. It's going to take a lot of work to achieve that. But the fact that WWE have done what they've done last night, that says to me that they're ready for that work, right? Unless they're stupid enough to just think the fans are just automatically going to cheer for Cody and it's going to be really simple. Unless they think that, right? Yesterday I had some people saying, oh, you're going to moan when we do this and it doesn't work. And it's like, well, I'll moan if they don't do the follow-up work, yes. Because there is follow-up work that needs to be done. And I am telling you some examples of some of the things that need to be done, right? I'm not just saying, oh, we need to do some follow-up work and not actually detailing it. I'm giving you examples as to the kind of thing that I would do if I was in creative. These are the things I would be looking at to try and make Cody the more attractive option. Won't work for everyone. You are not going to get 100%. You don't need 100%. Like, if you can get 60%, that'll do. If you can just get the crowd to be split with hopefully the majority being with Cody, I think you take that. Because Randy's one of the all-time greats. There are going to be people out there that are like, do whatever you want. I am not changing my mind. I am not going against Randy. And that there's nothing you can do for those people. But I don't believe that's the majority. I think that there is going to be enough people that are watching and just enjoying the show that you can present Cody in a way where enough people will go with him. So, yes, it's going to be hard. It's going to be a lot of work that needs to be done. I'm very interested to see what they actually do and what that work looks like. And all I can say is that I thought the way they kicked this thing off last night was fantastic. So, big thumbs up from me. Stephanie Vaquer fan said, I would love for Bayley or Lyra to accept the open challenge and win that Queen of Queens championship. Maybe reach WrestleMania as champion and defend and retain. Lyra would be fun. Bayley, I would be surprised if it was Bayley, only because she's got the opportunity at the IC title on Monday. So I would imagine your big dream match in kayfabe, you know, this is a match Bayley has been waiting for. She's never faced AJ Lee on the main roster. I know they've kind of crossed paths in NXT, but this means a lot. So I can't imagine Bayley coming out. She might come out with Lyra if Lyra is there, and I think Lyra's a good shout, to be honest with you, because she is also someone that doesn't really have anything at the moment. So could she come out and answer it? I would say yes. I'd say there's a chance. I do like the Raquel shout from 411 Mania. I do think that Nikki has got a chance because we have used the Wyatts in AAA before. So they're no strangers to AAA, and the AAA crowd are no strangers to them. So we just have not been getting Nikki matches. I can't give you a reason why we wouldn't do that tonight, to give her a match in front of a crowd that know her because they've appeared on AAA before. So I think she's also an option. But there's a lot of good options, I agree. So yeah, Lyra, I'm with you, Stephanie fan. Stephanie Vicaire fan said Finn Balor must appear and it will cost him the fight, but not the normal Finn, rather like Demon Balor. Before the fight, there should be a reference and so on, and he appears with a demon version. So you want to see the demon tonight? Well, that would be even tastier, wouldn't it, if we did get the demon tonight? Okay, Ajad Carr said, Days, I got a AAA question. If AAA and WWE did a big pay-per-view like Worlds Collide in Madison Square Garden, like Mr. Iguana against JD and Becky against Flammer, what's the question? Are we saying, like, would that be a good thing? I think it'd be tricky, because I don't know how popular AAA is in America, United States. I feel like it has massively grown in popularity since WWE took it over. I mean, I'm not aware of AAA running Madison Square Garden before WWE took it over. I don't think it was running venues even remotely close to that in America. But my knowledge of the history of AAA is not brilliant, right? I believe it kind of operates a lot on the West Coast, because the West Coast has got a large kind of Mexican popularity. Mexican culture's, very popular there, more so than the East Coast. So California tends to be a place where we see, like, Lucha Underground, for example, and, good crowds turning out for Lucha Libre. So Madison Square Garden's New York, which of course is East Coast. So I think WWE would have to do a lot of the heavy lifting to kind of sell the tickets for that. Mr. Iguana, I don't think is going to be shifting too many tickets. Flammer is not going to be shifting too many tickets. You're really going to have to depend on some of their bigger stars like Vikingo, but even Vikingo is probably not going to shift too many tickets. It's going to be the WWE side that's going to do the heavy lifting. So maybe you could build to a Madison Square Garden. You might have to run a smaller venue first. It might be a case that you need to kind of build up that AAA roster, get them, kind of better known, and kind of go from there. I mean, you saw the reaction that the Saudi fans gave to Mr. Iguana and Parka at the Rumble. I mean, there was just not really any reaction at all. So, I don't know. You could definitely do a Worlds Collide, but I would imagine it would be more at the NXT level, NXT and AAA. And maybe in the theatre of Madison Square Garden. If you go that next level up and try to do WWE against AAA, I'm not sure what the ticket sales look like. You'd have to have some really big stars on it from the WWE side. You'd have to do some really good builds, make a massive deal out of it. Maybe then you could get somewhere. But knowing TKO, they would charge £500 or $500 a ticket and no one would be able to go. Apart from green shirt guy. Leo Nami said they could have Drew Randy. They could do Jacob Cody. Randy beats Drew for the title, but now it's Cody. Yes, there's not really the history, though, with Drew and Randy. There is some history, 2020 in particular. But the history is a lot richer with Cody. We spoke about this as well in the watch-along. I genuinely feel like if we had the numbers that WWE have, I genuinely feel, not just saying this, that the numbers are going to be stronger for Cody. I think Cody has really connected with that younger part of the fan base, which are a very valid part of the fan base. I think most of us got into wrestling when we were kids. And actually, one of the criticisms that we face as WWE fans, people kind of go, that's for kids, isn't it? I mean, I'm sure you've encountered that at some point in your life, right? I've encountered it where people don't watch wrestling and they just think it's a bit of a kids thing, right? So obviously the kids are very important when it comes to helping to drive the business and drive numbers and drive merch and YouTube views and blah, 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 blah. So I feel like Cody has got that audience a lot better than what Drew has. Just like when Cena was on top, he had that youth audience more so than, his opponents. So I think Cody's numbers are stronger than Drew's. We actually looked at a Google Trends thing not long ago, and Cody was ahead of Drew in the Google Trends charts that we were looking at, right? It's not by loads, but for me, it's every time I look at a merch list, Cody's up there, whereas Drew is not when it comes to like the top 10 merch sellers. And these things, they do matter. TKO is in this business for making money. At the end of the day, that's what it comes down to. If you make them money, you get opportunities. And I think Cody is a better needle mover, a better merch seller than what Drew is, right? And so as a result, they want Cody in those main events. This is why I push back on this idea that Cody is the chosen one and he's getting these opportunities because Triple H loves him and all this kind of stuff. I think the numbers are there for Cody. I think the numbers are there. And I think as a result, he gets the opportunities. And we know that Cody was meant to always be in that main event. It was meant to be Cody Roman. Then it was Cody Drew. Then it was Cody Drew Jacob. And now it's been changed early February, apparently, to Cody Randy. So I do agree with you that it is a shame that Drew misses out on that main event. I agree with you, right? I am in agreement with Drew fans. It is a shame because Drew has done a lot of work. He carried that belt for 2 months. He got a month away from WrestleMania, and now they take him out of the picture. I do agree, right? I would not have been down had this have been a triple threat. And actually, if you go back to my X account, you'll see a tweet that I sent out where someone said, which option would you do? Would you do Drew Randy? Would you do Cody Randy? Would you do Cody Drew Jacob? Or would you do Cody Drew Jacob and Randy, right? 4 options. And I said I'd do the Fatal 4-Way. I said I'd do the Fatal 4-Way because I feel like Drew deserves to be in this match because of the 2 months he's carried the belt. Jacob's involved. I don't know what we would do with Jacob at Mania if he's not involved. Obviously, Cody is always planned to be in there, and Randy just won the chamber. So for me, I'd do the Fatal 4-Way. But this is where, again, I push back. People are blaming Cody for Drew not being in that match. And I push back on that because Cody was rumored to always be in that match. The question isn't why is Cody in it? The question should be, why is Drew not? Why is it not a triple threat? That's not Cody's fault. So why, for me, everyone, like not everyone, but Drew fans point at Cody and go, you just took Drew's place. I don't feel that way. I would point the finger at creative and go, why did you not make this a triple threat? Why did you not make this a Fatal 4-Way? I know that the Randy-Cody match is a big match, and it's a match I'm looking forward to. But we could have used WrestleMania to have got us to that feud, and then we could have done over the summer Randy-Cody matches. We could have had Randy turn heel at Mania or whatever, turn on Cody. That beatdown that you just saw yesterday could have happened at WrestleMania, and we could have then launched into Cody Randy in the summer, and Drew could have still been in that match, and Jacob could have still been in that match. So at the end of the day, this is a decision that Triple H and creative have made. Only they can explain why they've decided this is the right way forwards. I personally would have done it as a Fatal 4-Way, but this is what they've decided. And, well, we'll have to see where things go from here, won't we? I mean, history may look back on this as a mistake. We don't know. They don't know. They're just doing what they think is the right thing to do. And they are going to be basing that on the information they've got to hand. So, yes, I can understand why Drew fans are frustrated, but I would just request that you channel your frustration in the direction of WWE Creative. Okay, Musically High said, what's more likely the night 2 at Mania? I think Punk Roman, because they did put the graphics out, and Punk Roman was the night 2 graphic. Randy and Cody was the night 1 graphic. So I'm more excited for Randy and Cody, if I'm being honest. This to me is something I've been looking forward to. They did face, I believe, was it last year, King of the Ring? In the final. Like, they've definitely faced off before, but they were both obviously baby faces and it was all good. This has now obviously got a very different energy to it. And so, yeah, I mean, this is the one I'm more excited for. But I'm not down on Punk Roman. I mean, Punk Roman's still a big deal, and obviously we've had quite an interesting build with that line, and then the Usos, and we've still got about a month to go, so I'm sure there's going to be more. But as I'm sat here right now, I'm more excited for Cody Randy. With nothing in Punk and Roman has been as good as what we saw last night. I mean, what we saw last night was brutal. So well executed. But I believe Punk to be the night 2 one. Radiate Zombie, hello, said Dave's weird question, but do we think WWE will change Obafemi's gimmick? Like, where he loses the accent and things. Do we think they'll always use him this way? Oh, that is a great question. History would tell us that there is likely to be change. You know, again, we say it all the time. Rocky Maivia became The Rock. The Ringmaster became Stone Cold. Becky was doing, you know, straight fire steampunk thing and then became the Man. Seth Rollins has been the architect, the visionary. Monday Night Rollins, like Big Dog Roman Reigns going over into Tribal Chief and Bloodline. Like, you can pretty much name, even Undertaker kind of went into American Badass and back to being Dead Man. And so it's kind of hard to sit here and say that Oba is just going to keep this one version of himself for his whole career, right? I don't know that he loses the accent, though. That is something I would not change, because how do you explain the fact that you was pretending to be Nigerian? Like, that just seems a bit silly. Do you remember when, out of nowhere, Apollo started to do that? And everyone was like, what's he doing, right? And, like, I think if ever you actually change that much of yourself, it's a bit weird. Like, it kind of generates more questions than answers. Like, why was you doing that? Like, this has been your whole persona. So I would not change that part of him. I think the walk, the music, the graphics, we could see that mature. We could see that evolve. We could definitely see that, you know, is what he wears. I would not be shocked if in 5 years' time, 6 years' time, 8 years' time, you show me a picture of Oba and a lot of those elements have evolved and changed. But I would be very wary of changing the accent. I'd be very wary of doing that. But look at Kane. Look at what, I mean, blimey now, what a journey he went on. Look at where Kane started to where Kane was like corporate Kane without a mask and all this kind of stuff and the bodysuit. That was just a completely different person, wasn't he, by that point? So, you know, we saw crazy changes for Kane as well. So, yes, I do think there will be evolution over his career. I would be very wary of losing the accent, though. That's the one thing I would not want to touch, actually, is the accent, because I just think it just really, it's weird. That's weird to me. I feel like you just really are creating more questions than answers with that. So, yeah, that's an interesting one, but the Kerr fan said, Nick Aldis and Drew, Jessica Carr and Becky, it has to happen. Nick Aldis and Jessica Carr have earned respect. They're being treated unfairly. Both were wrestlers. I hope and believe that the great American Kaiser, the King of Kings, wins the match on Raw and at WrestleMania 42. Mask versus mask. Kaiser wins. Besides, Lady Flammer is no longer longest reigning AAA champion, practically beaten everyone. She's got to lose now. Bayley Lyra should get their chance. We don't want Liv or Raquel, says Stephanie Vicaire fan. Word Life Cena fan said, Days, I was in that Thursday group for the pre-sale opportunity. I was able to get Bailey, Chelsea, Brie, and Stephanie McMahon for the WWE World Photo Ops. Congrats, buds. Be good to see the pictures. Good to see the pictures that come through. Ronnie said, Days, I told you that Cody was a fraud. When Randy beats Cody at WrestleMania, how many more title opportunities does your golden boy receive? You're going to see what Drew was saying after Cody loses. Mark my words. Well, Cody is a top performer in WWE. You could say the exact same about Roman. You could say the exact same about Seth or about Punk or about, what Bron Breaker's going to go on now. I mean, they see big things for Bron Breaker. He's going to get title opportunities. Punk's going to get title opportunities. Roman's going to get title opportunities. All these people are going to get title opportunities because they're top stars. They're top merch sellers. Like, that's been the history of the business, to me, that's a bit strange of a criticism to say that these top needle movers, these top merch sellers, these people that get the most video views, that it's somehow weird that they get title opportunities on a fairly regular basis. Like, there's a reason for it. It's because they are the S tier. They are the top talent. They are the people that drive the business. So I find that a bit of a strange criticism, to be honest with you, because I can throw out a lot of other names that are in that boat. Rhea Ripley's going to get a lot. I mean, Rhea Ripley is, getting a title shot again. Rhea Ripley, for the past 7 WrestleManias, has been competed for a championship at every single one, right? Every single WrestleMania since WrestleMania 36, Rhea Ripley's match has been for a championship. So Rhea Ripley is also an example of someone that consistently gets title opportunities every single year. It's such it's a weird criticism to me that, I mean, Cody is a golden boy in the sense of he's one of their big stars, just like how Punk is a golden boy, just like how Roman is a golden boy. There are a few of those in that elite band that, yes, are always going to be around the main events. They're always going to be around championships. It's a very weird criticism, though. I mean, maybe there's a bit of bitterness from Drew that maybe he's not quite in that level. And maybe that's where that comes from, that he wants to be at that level. And his fans want him to be at that level. And so, obviously, he needs to work to kind of get to that level. And it's hard. I mean, it's really, really difficult to get to that level. There's many, many people that have tried and have kind of fallen short to kind of get to that level. We're seeing LA Knight trying to battle his way to a world title. We're seeing Sami Zayn trying to battle his way to a world title. Like, for me, Drew is the upper part of that group, and he is the lower end of the Cody, Punk, Roman group. He's kind of, for me, Drew is sort of in between, He's sort of in between those two groups. And because of the reaction to his title run and, the kind of the chance that people have had for him, the support that he's seen, he's going to have a great future and he's going to get more title opportunities. So I think Drew, obviously, like all wrestlers, is fighting to get more and he's fighting to get into that group. And as a heel, he is trying to kind of throw stones at other people ahead of him, And at the moment, it's Cody that's getting it. But make no mistake about it, if Drew was on Raw and he was engaged in a feud with Punk or he was engaged in a feud with Roman, he'd be saying the exact same things about them, right? So this is not like particularly a personal attack to Cody. This is Drew just trying to find a way of getting into that group. So, I mean, I get it. And I understand his frustration. It's the same frustration that Sammy will have for not being a world champion yet. It's the same frustration Finn Balor is going to have for being a world champion once in 2016, right? It's the same frustration that LA Knight's going to have with the support that he's got, that he's not yet been a world champion. And that has always been part of the business, right? The business will identify a group of talent, like in the Attitude Era, where we had Stone Cold, The Rock, Triple H, Kurt Angle. You know, there was a group of, I don't know, 5 or 6 names that were around the top end of the cards that we kind of really predominantly stuck with. And then you could even say during like Ruthless Aggression with Batista, Cena, you know, you had Orton around up there as well, JBL for a time. Like, we've got that sort of history where we have our main event talent, the top group, and we're just seeing that exact same thing again now. So, to me, you know, I don't worry about stuff like that. I would be more focused if I was working on creative, just trying to shift that narrative. Certainly in this feuds, I don't think it's right that Cody leans into that golden boy thing. I don't think that's the right direction for him at all. And the only reason that I thought he might consider it is if we were going to turn him heel. That, you know, him being the golden boy would be a good fit then. The chosen one, you know. Everything just falls into my lap type thing. That would be a good thing to lean into if you want to be a heel. If you want to stay as a face, you don't go that way, right? That's not the right direction. So for me, I think this is why I'd be interested in having Randy and Triple H kind of being spotted backstage, shaking hands, patting on the back, and, you know, present Randy as being the one that Triple H wants to support, and you know, really try to shift the narrative on Cody being this chosen one. Shift the narrative on Cody being like this golden boy. Because, to be honest, I mean, the golden boy might not be main event in night 2 of WrestleMania, and the golden boy might not be leaving WrestleMania as champion. And obviously the golden boy just had 2 months without the belt. So I would be really looking at that and trying to do some work there. Haters gonna hate, innit? Haters gonna hate. There's people that really are connected with what Drew has said. I don't think that it was right, him saying what he said. I don't understand why WWE as a business felt that was the right kind of way to book a heel. This is where those errors are going to come back and bite them in the backside. All you can do is go, okay, that was the past. Where are we going in the future? Right now we've got Cody and Randy. How do we book this more effectively? And, you know, that's what WWE are going to have to focus on right now. Edward said, Days, hear me out. Yep. I love Randy. I think after what he did to Cody, he will lose at Mania, as Cody beating him will be Cody's payback and revenge, which will hurt more than taking him out. Well, that's definitely an option. I personally would have Randy win. And the reason why is because there is this kind of golden child vibe, right? That I think a loss at Mania might just dampen down a little, right? Obviously, Cody stays in the feud. We do a big summer. I'd probably have Cody get the win at SummerSlam. Some people might say that's a bit too similar to last year, and I would understand that. I would understand that because that is the same sort of direction we went with Cena. But the Cena thing for me was, I mean, it was wrong. We should never have had Cena go heel. There's a lot about last year I would have changed. I'm really into a summer of Randy and Cody and actually, you know, doing some really interesting matches and bringing Brandy in. I'd definitely have Brandy involved. I actually think this is going to be one of Randy's biggest feuds before his retirement. I mean, I don't know how long Randy's got left. Let's say it's like 2-3 years or something along those lines. I feel like this feud with Cody has got so much meat on the bone. If you think about, like, we could bring in Brandy and we can do loads of callbacks to the past, you know, you can kind of bring back like a bit of a legend killer vibe. I keep using that example of, do you remember when Triple H was handcuffed to the ropes, Stephanie was planted, and Randy went for the kiss? I think it is still the most watched video on WWE's YouTube channel. And so I'm not saying we repeat that, but something that's got shades of that, I think would be very well received. I don't know why you wouldn't, you know, want to kind of not rerun it, because people will go, oh, you just copied this. But there must be something in getting to Brandy, putting Brandy in a very vulnerable position, and Cody can't do anything about it. There must be something to that, as we kind of progress with this story. So I personally would not have Cody win at WrestleMania and then just end this thing. I think there is so much meat on this bone that I would be more interested in kind of spacing it out. So it's going to be interesting to see which way it goes and see kind of what they book. I mean, maybe it does end at WrestleMania and we just move on to something different. But I struggle to see how we can get to everything we need to get to before WrestleMania, or all the things that I think we could do before WrestleMania. I really feel like this is one that you can definitely get quite a bit of story out of. Edward said Cody's the new John, so we need to just get a life and deal with it, like what we did with Cena, when really we didn't care that Cena was getting the same treatment, but now you do. It's a P take, said Edward. I don't feel like that's aimed at me. I've said I like Cody. I like babyface Cody. I think Cody to me is like a good person. I genuinely believe he's a good person. He's a family man. Obviously, he's the son of Dusty. I think that I've watched someone put the work in. I do put a lot into, have you paid your dues, right? Because another frustration of mine with celebrities is they just come in, work hard for a month and get to be on a premium live event, and yet you've got people that have worked the indies and then gone through NXT and then done years on the main roster and then miss out on a premium live event because this hard-working celebrity has come in for a month and done some work at the PC with Shawn Michaels. But they put hours in. I mean, they've done like 12 hours a day every day. I mean, you can't be down on that. Do you know what I mean? Well done. Well done. So they absolutely deserve the premium live event over the wrestler that's put years in. Clearly. So for me, I do put a lot into people that have paid their dues, and no one can say Cody has not paid his dues. I mean, Cody had that run where he was dashing Cody Rhodes' legacy, got made and Stardust, was just completely lost with that character, hated portraying that character. His dad always said to him, make the most of what you're given. And so he tried everything with Stardust, couldn't get it really to any kind of level that he was happy with. And he was a broken man, wasn't he? I mean, he got to the point where he was like, I'm done. I think I'm done. And ends up kind of walking away from WWE. This is a guy that knows what it's like to be in that mid card. In fact, one of the early what do you want to talk about is him talking to R-Truth about how he hates R-Truth, because night after night he'd get laid out by R-Truth and he'd be looking up at the lights as R-Truth is getting win after win over him. And that's where Cody was, in the mid cards, paying his dues. And then he goes away, reinvents himself, finds a character that works, that American Nightmare, gets credibility, what with being in New Japan and being a founding member of AEW, and obviously gets brought back to a big fanfare at WrestleMania 38 as that surprise brilliant moment. Starts a feud with Seth, which was really well received. The torn pectoral thing at Hell in a Cell, which I actually was not a fan of. I mean, I was okay with him wrestling, but I don't think he should have won that match. I don't think Cody with a torn pec should be getting past a healthy Seth, but that's by the by, right? It still had a big impact, that moment. And you just sort of follow his journey, and he's just got a lot of credit in the bank with me. I've got a real healthy respect for him, and I don't have a reason to hate him like others do. I'm proud that he's managed to get to the position that he's in, where he's now able to kind of get opportunities because he's built himself to the level where he deserves those opportunities. Same sort of thing that I always say with Roman. People are down on Roman being part-time, but Roman had to do a lot of work to build himself to become part-time. Like, Roman is someone that also, did everything that was asked, became a big star, and now is at the point where he can get a much better work-life balance. People are down on that, of course, and I can understand why, but yeah, he's a big star. He's a big attraction. Whenever he's on the show, it's a big deal. Roman's on the show on Monday. Oh, my God. That's a big deal. Roman's going to be at the PLE. It's a big deal. Because Roman is a big deal. He's the biggest star in pro wrestling. So I understand why people are down on his part-time contract, but he's such a big star that he can negotiate that. He's got the power to negotiate that. I'm not really down on him having that power. He's got that power because of all the work that he's put in. So, yeah, I'm sort of with you, Edward. I mean, Cody is in that Cena position at the moment. He is like the person that they want to be at the shows week in, week out. If we were doing house shows, he'd be at those house shows. He'd be doing the meet and greets. He'd be doing the Make-A-Wishes. He'd be doing all the media. He'd be that baby face that kind of, you know, is driving the business like Cena did, like Hogan did. People were down on Cena when he was on top. People turned on Hogan as we got more into Hulkamania. They became tired. They've just become tired of Cody quite quickly because the creative has just not been very good. And that's how I feel about it. I don't have a reason to turn on him. I just hope that if he does have a run with the belt, because I think this run could end at Mania. If he is going to have a run, I hope it's his best run. I hope it's the run that we've all been waiting for. I hope it's the run that's really exciting, that's got really dramatic twists and turns. It doesn't even need to be a long run. I just hope it's the run that we kind of look back on and go, actually, that was really fun, you know. He had that match, he had that match, there was this moment, that moment. Only lasted like 4 or 5 months, but, oh, God, that was good. I can't say that about the first run. I can't say it about the second run. I can't say it about either of his runs so far as champion. But my hope is that we get that run. I don't even think this is it, because, as I said, I think there's a chance he loses it at Mania. But if he does lose it at Mania, I'll obviously be hoping that he gets it back further down the road, and then we can have that run. Days Triple H loves Cody, says AAA. He's main evented the last WrestleManias, but he's lost the majority of them. Do we think he'll lose again? If Randy loses, it might make him look weak. Who wins? Predictions. I would have Randy win. I've just said that. I can't say what WWE are going to do, but I would have Randy get the victory. I think a summer of Randy as champion would be really interesting, and there's more meat on the Randy Cody bone. And so I would have Randy win. But I can't sit here and say what WWE are going to do because, well, trying to predict their creative is, difficult. Days, no, it wasn't aimed at you. I just don't understand. He's the main guy of the company. He's getting pushed to the moon like Cena and Roman. Yeah, but that's part of the problem, Edward, is that there are people out there that are not fans of him being pushed. Just like there was people that... We all heard, let's go Cena, Cena sucks. I mean, we're just in a situation where we're there, you know? That's where we are with Cody now. We're at the let's go Cody sucks stage. If you look on IWC, if you look on social media, you'll see quite a bit of anti-Cody sentiment, but that is not reflective of the whole fan base. Just like how if you looked online when Cena was on top, you'd have seen a lot of anti-Cena sentiment, but you listen to those crowds and it's let's go Cena sucks. There's plenty of kids, plenty of women, some guys that were with Cena. And then, I mean, it was always funny. It was, let's go Cena. Cena sucks. And we could be getting the same with Cody. Let's go Cody. Cody sucks, you know? So it's the age-old problem of over-pushing, overexposure, blah, 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 blah. But wrestling, the history of wrestling is that. Bruno Sammartino being champion for 7 years. In his first reign, and then 4 years for his second reign. Bob Backlund being champion for, I think, about 4 years. Hogan dominating the 1980s. And then we struggled to find a Hogan replacement. And then we get into, obviously, we have top guys. We try Brett, we try Shawn in the Attitude Era. We've got Stone Cold, we got Rock, we got Triple H. We kind of come out of that, and then, you know, we have Cena, who consistently is around the title. Just like how Stone Cold had plenty of opportunities. The Rock had plenty of opportunities. Triple H has had plenty of opportunities. Let's not forget Triple H's reign of terror. So, I mean, you look at Roman, who just had, what, a 4-year title reign. I mean, you ain't got to look back that far to see a long title run. I mean, Cody's runs have not been that long. They've not been Roman levels of long. So, yeah, this is the history. Welcome to wrestling. This is what wrestling is where we find someone that the audience connect with, and we just try and milk them dry. We just try and, like, you know, keep them around the titles and the main events because the numbers say that's where they belong and that's what they deserve, and that it's working and that the business is being driven by that. But you will always have people that push against that, and we've seen that throughout the history of WWE, and we're seeing it now. My grumble is that it's twofold. One is, I don't think we've had the Cody run that I waited for. If we'd have had, after WrestleMania 40, the Cody run that you go, oh, that was good. You know, like he had his bloodline run, right? Doesn't need to be that long, but it's a run that we go, that was so good. I would feel more content now, but we didn't have it. And so I still feel like I'm owed it. I still feel like the excitement of WrestleMania 40 has not been capitalized on. And for me, I really want that run. So this, again, is what I'm waiting for. And the other thing I push back on is, you know, the fact that Cody gets this beaten with this stick, when the history of wrestling is very clear as to how it works. And Cody is just the next one in that line. So it's not Cody. This is not like Cody is being treated any different to any other top guy we've had before. So Cody, like, being the golden child and all this, I mean, you could say that about Cena. You can say that about Roman, right? You can say that about everyone that's come before. So for me, like, this is not a Cody thing. It's just he's the next one. And the frustration of the creative being so poor, you know. At least those guys had, you know, great runs, great moments. If we do move on from Cody now, there will be a frustration for me that we never capitalized on WrestleMania 40. And what a moment that was as well. So, yeah, the Cody conversation is obviously a big one. It's quite a deep one. There's a lot of different opinion that's like around for it. And a lot of the opinion is valid. The funny thing is a lot of us are in the same boat. There's a lot of us that have got the same opinions. It's just we differ as to where we should go next. That's where we differ. But most of us are in agreement that the Cody runs have not been a success. Most of us are in agreement that Cody has had a lot of opportunity. But we just differ as to whose fault it is and where we should go next. So that's kind of the conversation that we keep having. And we'll have to see. All I can say is, let's focus on where we're going. We seem to be locked in with Cody Randy. How would we book it? What would we like to see? And as I said, I put a little tweet out yesterday, just kind of digging into that. Weird Flex said, modern fans are the worst. Imagine saying I'm fatigued of The Rock or Scott Steiner or Luger. You're just not a fan of it, brother. In the Attitude Era, we didn't whine, said Weird Flex Wrestling. I just think it was a different time, wasn't it? I think it was a different time. I think it is very interesting to see how wrestling has evolved. You know, going all the way back to like when I was watching in the 90s, like I was very much just left to my own thoughts. But my thoughts were not thoughts from a business perspective. My thoughts were, I really hope the British Bulldog wins the world title, right? That was my thoughts. I really hope British Bulldog can do it. That'd be great. I mean, I felt like everyone was getting their moment. Brett, Shawn, Sid, Undertaker, Hogan, Warrior, Macho Man, Sergeant Slaughter, right? Everyone was getting their moment. When was it going to be the British Bulldogs' time? That's what I wanted to know. And I was waiting for that, and obviously it never came. And, that was kind of where my head was at. I was not like, why are they not booking him this way or anything like that? I was just like, come on, Davey. You're kind of more with the wrestler, trying to cheer them on, trying to, And then, of course, as time goes by, you learn more about the business. You hear more rumors. And it's completely different now. It's completely different. We know so much that goes on behind the scenes, or at least things that are rumored. And there's like pieces you can put together, and and there's a lot of WWE history for us to kind of refer back to as well. In the 90s, I couldn't do that because I didn't know it. I mean, there was real darkness before WrestleMania 1. There wasn't really much in the way of tapes that would show you much before that. There was some tapes that had some matches on and stuff before that, but, I mean, you were not seeing things from the 70s, certainly not the 60s. So, I mean, there was just a lack of knowledge as well, really. You only knew what was in the magazines or from the videotapes. That was my only access to information. There was no internet. So it's just a different time. The fan base is in such a different place now. People are so much more aware of what's happening, where we're going and why it's going that way. There's more shoot interviews. Chris Van Vliet, for example, with all his behind-the-scenes chats and all this kind of stuff where details coming out. I mean, I feel like every wrestler's got a podcast. Bruce Pritchard's podcast, Undertaker podcast, Cody Rhodes podcast, Jim Cornette podcast. Everyone's got a podcast. Sean Mooney's got a podcast. Everyone's got a podcast. I mean, there's just no secrets or mystery or anything anymore, is there? We kind of know why things are happening, why they happened, what was planned, all this kind of stuff. So we're in a very, very different space. So, yeah, I mean, the result of it is that everyone obviously is entitled to feel the way that they feel. I don't have a problem with people feeling the way they feel. People have looked at the shows, they've looked at the information, it's resulted in them feeling the way that they feel. And so, I'm fine with everyone having their opinions. The only thing I would say, though, is I have done the exact same thing, and I know why I feel the way that I feel. And I can explain why I feel the way that I feel. And that's it. That's all we can do, isn't it, really? Is just share our thoughts and opinions, different perspectives, kind of, try and figure out what would please the masses, try and find the right way forwards. So I'm interested in WrestleMania. I think that this WrestleMania is shaping up to look okay, actually. I know there's people that are like really down on it and everything, but they've got me with Cody Randy. I think the work we've done with Rome and Punk has been decent. That line obviously had a lot of people talking. The Usos segment had people talking. We had some fun with the past couple of weeks with that as well. Feels like they've managed to get a bit of heat into that. Be good to get Roman and Punk face to face again. Kind of see how it goes the next time. I don't know if we're getting that on Monday, though. I know we've got Brock on Monday, and we know that Brock's going to do an open challenge, and we know that we're going to get some movement there with that. We know that we're heading to Becky and AJ Lee, but is that going to be for the title? I mean, I personally wouldn't have that for the title. I actually would not be down on that being a Hell in a Cell. I wouldn't, because we've already seen them wrestle once. So I'd be okay if we do something different for the rematch. I think it doesn't need the belt, and I think you could put some sort of like street fight stipulation on it, cage match stipulation, Hell in a Cell stipulation, just to make it a little bit more interesting. We've already seen them wrestle once at the last PLE, so let's now try something different and actually put the belt on Bayley and maybe do a ladder match, or maybe do Bayley Lyra, or maybe do, have Bayley on the card because she keeps missing out. Put her on the cards and give her a championship run mid card and maybe do something there. So yeah, obviously we've got Liv and Stephanie, which I think could be a really good match actually. And I gotta be honest, I wouldn't be down on Dom going with Steph. I think that could be an interesting development as well. I wouldn't be down on that being a pairing. I think Stephanie sort of needs a little something just to make her a little more interesting. I feel like there's still a bit of a disconnect with Stephanie. I really like her, but I don't feel like I know much about her. She's got the devil's kiss. She speaks Spanish. La Primera. I don't know what else there is. So actually, like a love interest, her like taking Dominik away from that could be. There's some meat on that bone. I don't know that we do that, but obviously people have been saying that's an option. The Jade match is a concern, but if anyone's going to get a good match out of it, it'll be Rhea. That's probably the best you can do, really. Unless it was Bianca, and I think that was plan A, and it doesn't look like Bianca's making it back in time for WrestleMania. Obviously, we don't know what's happening with Seth. That's going to be interesting. There's injuries to the vision. That's caused nightmares and problems, so that'll have to be a plan B, plan C, plan D situation, but... I do think that across the 2 days, it should be a pretty strong offering. Plenty of matches that I'll be like, yeah, I'm down for this. There's enough here where I'm like, okay, let's see how this goes. Phantom, thank you, my friends. Appreciate the support. Phantom firing in some Wrestling Days gifted memberships. Appreciate it, my friends. Hello, Sydney. Said, I've been a member long enough now to produce a kids. 9 months. Oh, my God. Do you know what? Hello, Sydney. You have carried that child so well. You are just going to be such a wonderful mother. So, hello, Sydney. Thank you, my friends. Enjoy our child. Yeah. I will not be paying any money towards it, though. I need you to know this. Right? I am actually a really terrible father. But the fact that I got you pregnant and the fact that you had our child, that is definitely something that deserves to be celebrated. So, hello, Sydney. Shout out to you, my friend. Doc Holiday said, it's getting tiring. Trying to reshape as Cody as a lovable underdog to get him loved. To hell with it. Bring back the black hair. Let him unleash hell, said Doc Holiday. Well... the only thing I would say is, how have we tried to reshape Cody? Because if there's been any sort of work done on trying to represent him, I've missed it. Because everything just always feels the same to me. I mean, the only thing I'd say is, rather than him cutting promos, he's been interrupted during certain promos recently. But I can't say that his promos, his presentation... the way he interacts with the fans, the way he interacts with other wrestlers, I can't really say there's been any change that I've noticed. So, if we'd have tried some stuff and it just hadn't worked, then I might be in agreement. But I don't know what we've tried. I don't know what we've changed. And this is one of my big frustrations, is you have seen people drifting away from Cody. We've seen over time the criticisms growing louder online and the comments in our chat like growing louder. And, you know, it's been evident for a long time WWE needed to do something. And I just don't think they've done anything. I don't think anything has changed. I don't think anything has happened. I still feel like we're in the exact same place. So if you want to change his hair and make him a little bit, give him a bit more of an attitude, I'd be down for that. I mean, obviously, I'd still keep him face because we've got heel Randy, so I'd still be keeping Cody face. But if we got to change the hair, make him more edgy, yes, I'm in agreement with you. Let's try something. The only thing I disagree with is that we've already tried to reshape him, because I can't say I've seen that. I can't sit here and give you examples of what we've done different with him and how it's not worked. So I'm with you on, yes, let's try some stuff. I'm definitely with you on that. Again, we'll have to see. Is that the plan? Is that what we're going to do over the next few weeks as we head towards WrestleMania? I mean, I don't even know if he'll be on the show next week. That beatdown was so brutal. He might have next week off to sell it. And then that means we get like a Randy promo where he's going to talk to the fans and actually address the fans. And that was in my mind when I wrote that tweet about, you know, Randy says this next week. And I think he can probably do that, because I don't think Cody's going to make his presence felt. And also, you know, next week I might have a little backstage Easter egg. I'd really try to make it so that people would miss it, right? Sometimes they make them really obvious, like B-Fab and Jade yesterday was so obvious they might as well have just took the cameraman right over to them. But could you just somewhere in the back, because I promise you someone is going to notice it. It only needs one person to notice it and put it online. But could you have it really in the distance? Really in the distance. And make it seem so obscure that it just was not meant to be seen. I would do that. I'd have it really in the background. And to be honest with you, you only need a burner account as well. Imagine if it was so obscure that no one picked up on it. All you need to do is a burner account, right? A Triple H burner account, any wrestler's burner account. Put the screenshot out. This is interesting. Triple H and Randy, ? Right? Put that on social media via a burner account. Done. Spread like wildfire. Use social media to your advantage. Just like how people don't... I mean, we've said this before, and I don't know if WWE have started doing it, but why don't they leak fake stories to Dave Meltzer and PW Insider? I mean, enough real stories get out, stuff that's reported that then actually happens. Well, why don't they start leaking out fake stories? Muddy in the water. That way you never quite know what to believe. And, you know, things are not true, and they don't go that way, and people are, like, thrown off guard, and all this. Maybe they've started doing that. I mean, there's been a few things that have definitely caught me by surprise. I did not expect Randy to win Elimination Chamber. I'm not saying that was as a result of that, but I'm just saying use these tools that are causing you problems, right? All the complaining people have got online, right? All the negativity that's around. Use social media as a way of actually helping you with stories and whatever. And that's an example of how you can do it. And also, you know, the dirt sheets that cause you so many problems because they find out news and spoilers. Start planting fake news. Start muddying the waters. I've got to think they've been doing that for a long time, to be honest. But I don't know if that can be increased or if there's like more focus that can be done there. But I think there's something to those. I'd be looking at all of that stuff. But, you know, they obviously want to look more big picture. Most people don't engage with dirt sheets. Most people just watch wrestling and carry on with their day. So I think WWE's focus isn't really to worry about that kind of stuff. They're more focused about the kids in flipping India, Australia, you know, people all around the world that watch WWE. They're not worried about, like, this is why, like, the IWC is definitely something you should pay attention to, but it's not the be-all and end-all. So, yeah. Alfie said, do we think Stone Cold on Monday? I think there's a chance. I'm quite excited for Raw. Should be a good show. Alfie, shout out to you, but do I think he'll be there? I think I agree with you. I think there's a good chance. There was a rumor quite a while ago that Stone Cold was being spoken to for a forthcoming show. I presumed it was WrestleMania. And then I presumed, oh, maybe it's Chamber. Perhaps they're thinking Chamber needs a little bit of a boost. So perhaps it's Chamber. Obviously, now I'm sat here going, oh, no, it's Monday. Because Monday is 316 day. So Monday would make a lot of sense to have Stone Cold involved. Because we know how important the viewing figures are for Raw. Because, you know, they absolutely want Netflix to keep them on their platform, right? So the viewing figures for Raw are really important. It's not that that is not important. It's not that it does not matter. It absolutely matters. So they need to make sure they're getting good viewing figures coming through. Having Stone Cold rock up on a Raw is going to be a great way to boost those numbers. So, yeah, I think there is a chance. There's a rumor ages ago he was going to be on a forthcoming show, as I said. Is this that show? Is this that one? Is this what those rumors were all about? I think there's probably a chance there is. So, yes, what he'll do and if it'll be good and all that stuff, I don't know. I mean, I remember when we used him in the pandemic, it was one of the worst segments I've ever seen. I thought it was really, really stupid. It was, I think, 316 day. It was during the pandemic, and he had a little moment with Byron Saxton. Like, Stone Cold was saying quotes and Byron was scoring them. So I don't know if they were jokes or whatever, but Stone Cold would say something. We would then cut to the commentary table and Byron would hold up a score, like, and score how good the thing was. And Stone Cold was like, oh, you didn't like that one. And eventually he calls him down to the ring and hits a stunner. I mean, it was just, it was dumb. It was not the way that I personally would have used Stone Cold Steve Austin, one of the biggest stars in the history of the sport. But at that time, we just really didn't know what to do with the pandemic because we had no audience. And so it was such a strange situation that it was just, we were just trying whatever we could, really. So I can't be too down on them because they were just trying to entertain at a time where the world was locked down, you know. But that segment in isolation, in my opinion, absolutely sucked. So, yes, I think there's a chance we see him. How we use him, I don't know. If it's going to be something meaningful and good, I don't know. But, yes, I think there's a chance that we see him. I wouldn't get too excited for what the segment's going to be. I don't know that it's going to lead to anything at Mania, for example. I think if he's on the show, it's probably because it's 316 day, which they like to make a big deal out of, and I think they sell merch for it. So, again, I wouldn't get too carried away of, oh my God, he's going to be at Mania, or he's going to have a match, or stuff like that, you know. It could just be like a fun segment, or he could just pop up and interact with different stars throughout the show. It could still be really good, but my expectation would be kept at a certain level. Word Live Cena fan said, Days, Roman is far more pampered than Cody. He gets to be a part-time performer and more than likely will be world heavyweight champion at Mania, and that would be a part-time champion. If we remember, Roman is the one who had a 4-year title reign. Yes, again, though, I agree. Roman, though, I think deserves that because he is the biggest star. Again, if you look at the numbers, if you look at the Google trends, everyone's here, Roman's here. And we did that a few weeks ago, which I thought was interesting. And, you know, it's only one indicator. There's merch sales that you would need to look at. There's video views you would need to look at. You know, there's lots of different things that you would need to look at. They've got ratings, breakdowns by each segment. So every show, they can look and see how many viewers tuned into this segment. And they can see how each segment performed. There is a lot of data that WWE will have for the shows and for the superstars and blah, 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 blah. And, you know, if they went with Roman, it was because the numbers told them that was the right way to go and to give him a long run. And this is the horse to back, basically. And we're in a situation where Cody has found himself in that boat. He has been the horse to back as well. There's no guarantee you're going to stay in that position forever. You've just got to do the best you can and ride the wave, and we're seeing the crowd turn. So obviously that's going to impact on Cody's numbers. So, you know, we could be getting to a time where Cody's time at the top is starting to get a little bit more vulnerable, right? It really depends how much support he's got from those kids, from those people that are still driving those numbers, driving those merch sales. I mean, if we start getting merch numbers and Cody's shirts are starting to drop down because the support for him is waning, then I would expect, as time went by, his opportunities to start waning. But the two are connected. So, yeah, I'm not down on like the people that get the opportunities, getting the opportunities. We do still need others to kind of get into that mix. And it's hard. It's really hard to break into that group. You've got to sort of catch fire, you know. I mean, Finn Balor has got a great opportunity right now because he's just broke out of Judgment Day. This is the moment where Finn has got to really grab attention. Whatever, I mean, honestly, I think the Demon is like a big, big character for Finn. And I think the Demon is something that can shift merch, is going to grab attention. And I think, like, if I was Finn, I'd be really thinking now, at the age that he's at, like, what is it, 45-ish? You know, this is probably his last opportunity to have a real good run at the top. And so if I'm Finn, My whole career is built to this. This is maybe my last chance to have like a real good stab at becoming a world champion and having a championship run. And I don't care really how he feels about the Demon. You know, I know that it was not presented the way that he really wanted it to be presented. He saw the Demon as more war paint, not like it was a separate entity. And WWE sort of made it more of a separate entity. Whatever, just make it work, right? Just make it work. This is your chance now, after being kicked out of Judgment Day, to just bring fire and fury and intrigue and mystery, and all of that will result in views, merch sales. It gets you up in that group, which will generate opportunities for you. This is time to capitalize now. So, you know, I really hope it goes well for Finn. This is a big time for him. There's an opportunity there for him. There is rumors of the Demon at Mania. Apparently, they were going to do Dominic Finn last year at SummerSlam, and apparently the Demon was going to be involved. So, knowing that, that says to me that we now maybe have moved that to WrestleMania, and it's going to be Finn Dom at Mania with the Demon being involved, because the Demon was going to be involved last year. So, yeah, big opportunity for him to kind of break into that group. Okay. Emperor said, do we think Omos should return to the main roster? I think Omos is really interesting, to be honest, because he is obviously quite limited. He's someone that I don't know if they've been doing work with him at the PC. I hope they have, because he's been around for a number of years now. And for me, he's someone that we should be investing in, because an Omos that can work is a very, very valuable thing to have. Whether he's reached a bit of a glass ceiling and they just cannot get him past that now, I don't know. Obviously, I'm not there when they're training him, so I'm not sure. The fact they use him so sparingly probably says to me that he just doesn't have the natural ability that's required. He's just not getting it, or he's just limited, or whatever. For me, like, I would hope that we're working with him. I would hope that he's improving. I would hope that there are plans. But I think we've seen this with a lot of giants in the past, like the Great Khali and Giant Gonzalez. Like, the real big boys can be very, very limited. Omos, though, feels different. Like, I feel like he doesn't lumber his way to the ring like we saw with the Great Khali or the Giant Gonzalez. Omos seems to still be fairly fluid with his movements. And so I sort of hope that we could do that work, but I don't know that we're doing that work. And it's not like he's just spent, years honing his craft in Japan or whatever. He had a little run over there and then he just was not used anywhere for a time. I believe at the moment he's like a bodyguard in AAA. I believe he's doing work in AAA, but I don't know that is matches. And if it is, I don't know. I mean, I've not seen him in any. So I could probably call up Cage Match and have a look, see how many matches he's had. I'd imagine it's fairly few. So should he go to the main roster? How would you use him? I mean, there are ways you can use him because of his size as a bodyguard or something. He could be the bodyguard of Dominic on the main roster and do the occasional tag match, but him having like some big run and being this monster, I don't know that he's got the skills. I don't know that he's good enough to be that character, which is such a shame, because could you imagine Cody Omos or Roman Omos, but an Omos that can actually go? An Omos that's champion and dominant, and someone's got to try and bring the giant down. I mean, visually on a poster, it's amazing. That really would speak to casual fans so well. There's something very easy about presenting a giant and it's shades of Andre, isn't it? And Hogan at WrestleMania 3. Obviously not that level, because Omos is not Andre the Giant, but it's shades of it. So, yeah, I would like us to be able to do that, but in reality, I don't know if we are able to do that. I'm sure WWE would also like us to be able to do that, because WWE are obviously very aware there's money to be made there. But he's got to be able to perform and not stink the place out. The bell is going to ring. And we saw what happened when the bell rang with Jay as champion, and it just was not great. You don't really want that with Omos as well. So I think there is something for Omos, definitely. And the fact WWE have kept him on their books means that they also feel there is something there. We can use him a little bit here, use him a little bit there. I'm sure he will feature again on the main roster in some capacity. But I think the run that we all want for him, that big monster heel, and we're so desperate for monster heels. The fact we've got this giant that we could do something like that with is very frustrating. There is a reason why we are not doing it. So, yeah, I would love to see it. I don't know that it's possible. Doc Holliday said, I think TKO is booking more live crowd centric. The repetitive matches remind me of a musician on tour playing their old songs, but just for different crowds. I think that has always been the way, though, because Bruce Pritchard, in one of his podcasts, and like I even recorded it, and I think I put it out on my X, because this was a big, like, oh my God, here it is. Here's the answer. It was a Ask Bruce Anything thing. Bruce, obviously, really important. He was Vince's right-hand man going all the way back to the 80s. And he stepped away, started his podcast, and then got brought back by Vince around just before the pandemic. And he's still there now. And you will have seen him in Unreal. He is someone that pops up in the creative meetings. Like, he is a key, the producer's answer to Bruce. He is a key role, a key cog in the machine. And he largely always has been, apart from the times where he's stepped away from WWE or he's been fired a few times. So listening to what he says on his podcast is very, very revealing, because he is such an important person within the machine. And the question was asked of him, of all the metrics that are in front of you, the merch sales, the TV ratings, the 15-minute breakdowns, you know, the video views, everything that's at your disposal when you are booking and all this kind of stuff. What is the number one thing that you use to decide who to get behind and where to go and all this kind of stuff, right? And it doesn't really matter what the answer is. The answer to that question is obviously something that we as wrestling fans would be fascinated to find out. This is a big question with a big answer. What is it? What is it? What is the one thing? And I'd imagine all the wrestlers were sat there with pen and paper like, here we go. Here we go. What is this one thing that they use to decide who to push and all this stuff? And the answer was live crowd reaction. That was the answer. The answer came back, live crowd reaction. He says, why would I care about the opinion of people online who are not paying for tickets, potentially not buying merch, you know, not financially contributing to the company, right? Granted, probably watching the show and providing a view, right? Giving them an extra viewer. But why would I prioritize those opinions over the opinions of people that have bought a ticket to actually go to the show, have made their voices heard, probably bought some merch from the merch stall whilst they've been there as well, and now so engaged with the product that they're actually going, contributing financially and being there in person. You can sort of understand where he's coming from. You can sort of understand what he's saying and why he is saying it. There is real logic to what he is saying. The only downside to it is that the experience of the live crowd is very different from the experience of people at home. For example, if you go to a show and Jay comes out, you're probably going to join in with the yeet. And whether you're a fan of it or not, you're probably going to join in. You've paid your money. You want to have a good time. Everyone's, you know, involved. Why not, right? When you're sat at home, You're not sat there like joining in. Maybe some kids are, but necessarily the adults are not sat there like yeeting away. You know, most of us are like, oh my God, we've got to sit through this again. Oh my God, he's running it back. I can't believe it. You know, like all of a sudden it becomes a chore to sit through it. Very different experience when you're actually there in the crowds. Again, Seth's theme song where everyone's woeing away and all this kind of stuff. You know, at home it's like, okay, I'm ready for the promo now. I'm ready for this segment to actually get started. But of course, the live crowd are joining in and having some fun because they are the ones that have paid their money. And yeah, I'm going to sing the song. I'm here for a good time. Probably had a few beers, right? Out with my mates. We've been looking forward to this day for a while. Tickets were probably expensive, knowing TKO. Yeah, I'm going to get as much out of this as I can. I'm going to woe. I'm going to yeet. I'm going to, do you know what I mean? Do what I need to do. Like, it's a different experience. And I think that for them to prioritize what the live fans in the arenas are vocalizing and are getting behind, and it's different to us watching at home. And there are more, way more of us watching at home than are in the arena. You are catering to the 10,000 rather than to the hundreds of thousands, million plus that are watching around the world. That's weird, isn't it? That's a bit strange. I would say in this day and age, that's flawed as a logic. Like, yes, what they are saying is important and it should form part of the picture, but I don't think it is the whole picture. I think that they are in a very unique situation. So I was a bit disappointed when I heard that from him. And he was very clear that this was far and away the number one, right? It was very clear. This was not just, this is the one we kind of look at more. It was like, no, he went as far as to say, these are the ones spending the money. Why would I want to listen to people online that just moan and complain all the time? I mean, he really committed to this answer. So if that's how he feels, that's absolutely fine. That's his right, you know? And I think there is some truth to it because those people are spending money. And they are driving the business as a result, you know? Money makes the world go round. But I think it should be part of the picture, not the whole picture. So, yeah, I thought it was a very interesting answer. I think they do cater a lot to what the live crowd react. I know that as a fact for the comments that he's made on the podcast. I think there probably is some problems with that. I do think they do look at other stuff as well. Whether they put as much into the other stuff, you'd have to ask Triple H. I think they do put value on it. Of course they do. Merch sales are obviously very important as well. Video views on YouTube are obviously very important, but it seems like that live crowd reaction is one that really tips the dial, which does sort of make you question, well, the live crowd were very vocal about we want Cross. You know, I mean, Triple H had to sat there after SummerSlam last year whilst the crowd were chanting we want Cross, and we still proceeded to let him go, you know? And I kind of feel like the fans made it very clear quite early they were not, you know, they were still going to be with Cena. We still tried months and months and months of trying to make him a heel. And then eventually we had to abandon it because the live crowds just weren't going for it. So, you know, there's times where you go, okay, I understand you listen to the live crowd, but there are examples I can find where you seemingly still try to do the things you want to do. So, you know, that would be an interesting one, wouldn't it, for Triple H and getting Triple H's answer. But that was Bruce's answer to it. So, Doc Holliday, I think there is something to what you've said there. And there is definitely something for us being here on a Saturday because we have got Rey De Reyes. This thing is going to be starting soon. We are literally just moments away from it. There are just over 5,000 people watching on YouTube right now, waiting for this thing to start. I think it's a 2-hour show, but I don't know. It's a later show than what I was expecting, but I kind of like it, actually. I kind of like it at this time. We've been getting a few early shows recently, so it's kind of nice. Go a little bit later. Tonight's show is part of a 3-week special, said Robbie. The winner of Rey De Reyes will get a title shot. Flammer has been the Rey De Reyes champion or Rey De Reinas. I don't know how you pronounce these things. It could be Rey De Reyes. It could be Rey De Reyes. I don't know. She's been champ for 944 days, says Robbie. They got a team of people whose job it is to analyze everything, said Shining Wizards. I don't doubt that. I don't doubt that. They then present that information, though, to Triple H, to Bruce. That information goes there because they're the ones on the creative team that decide the right direction. So if Bruce is saying that for him, it's the live crowd that's going to dictate things more than anything else, I think that's worth listening to. Okay, here we go. We have got the start of the show. The F1 starts at 7 a.m, said Jordan. I'm going to watch this to get through the night quicker. I'm going to keep an eye on that as well, actually, but I don't mind a bit of F1. I'll be supporting Russell this season. He's a British driver. He seems to be doing well. Okay, here we go then. So this show should be opening up with... Oh, it's Rey De Reyes. The Flammer. Rey De Reyes final. We're just seeing Parka posing with some kids. There is Santos Escobar, who obviously got re-signed under, you know, what's rumored to be a pretty big contract. Here's the original El Grande. Boos for Chad Americano. Here's Ludwig Americano. Cheers for him. James said, this is my first time watching AAA. I'm happy to see Corey Graves is still around. Oh, he does a great job. I think he does a great job on AAA. There's Dominic. Oh, that's pretty fun. He's knocking all of the merch off the table. He's showing the Dirty Dom shirts. He's just flicking all that over. That poor woman there was like, she just had her head in her hands like, oh, God. I'm the one that's got to tidy this up. There's Omos. There's Vikingo. It's pretty fun seeing the size difference between Omos and Vikingo. If Vikingo loses, he can never challenge Dom again. So that is going to be what happens if he loses. I think it's going to be a really fun watch, you know. I think this show, I think they've done a really good job of building up like a really fun card, even for those of us that don't watch on a weekly basis. Okay, we've just got the opening video package. Right. Captions, said Metal Mama. Yeah, I mean, it's quite annoying, actually, because I know there is like a whole political thing going on at the moment about language. Obviously, we saw that with Bad Bunny and the halftime show, and I really don't want to be getting caught up in any of that because I agree with people speaking in their native tongues. I think they can get their emotions across better. I think it's better for Stephanie. I think it's better for Penta. I think it's better for Hijo and people being able to speak in their native tongues. We've seen Stephanie trying to do promos in English. It doesn't carry the same sort of emotion because she's got a umana as she tries and finds the right words, you know. So I think it's right that they speak in the right. I do just want to know what's being said and not have to wait till after the show for some ex-translator to tell me what was said. That's the only thing. So yeah, some subtitles, very welcome. We're just seeing the history of how we got to this. We're just seeing like the stipulations being added. So if Dominik wins, Vikingo cannot compete for the championship whilst Dominik is champion. If Vikingo wins, Dominik is out of AAA. It's kind of nice to have like a real juicy stipulation like that to get your teeth into. A little bit of extra spice. Some people are thinking this could be the end of Dom in AAA, that his work here is done, and that now we'll just focus him, you know, on WWE, focus him, maybe become the leader of Judgment Day or whatever, right? Or is it that Vikingo loses and we start to focus him more on NXT? Because Vikingo is such a well-respected superstar. And NXT could do with a little bit of help in regards to the men's division. Right. Rey Fénix is coming down. I thought Penta was meant to open this show. What if Rey Fénix challenges Penta and we're going to do Penta Rey Fénix for the IC Championship next week on Rey De Reyes? Rey Mysterio on commentary. Okay, Rey Fénix coming down. I'm a bit confused. Perhaps they've changed it. Oh, JBL is on commentary as well. Rey Fénix. Jennifer said Penta was supposed to open. He was. I don't know what's happening. Maybe we'll find out. Get well soon to Conan. Who just said that? Get well soon, Conan. Yes, Weird Flex Wrestling. I second that. Apparently, I don't know if he's had his leg or legs amputated, but very, very serious stuff with Conan. So, yeah, very much wishing him a speedy recovery. Okay, Fénix is in the ring. We've got JBL, Corey Graves, and Rey Mysterio on commentary. That's a hell of a commentary team, innit? Okay, let's go. Maybe Penta has pulled a Scott Hall and just didn't show, said Weird Flex Wrestling. Oh, he has undergone leg amputation. This past Friday, he underwent surgery to amputate one of his legs due to an ongoing medical complication. It's horrific, isn't it? That was on the 7th. That was about a week ago now. Horrific. Okay, so he's just saying how wonderful to be here, how wonderful to be celebrating tonight. There's a lot of surprises for all of you. This is very special for Mexico. This is going to be very special for all of us. This is going to be very special for Lucha Libre. Is he bringing out Penta? He's my brother. He's my bloods. So please, let's welcome. So I think we are bringing out Penta. All right, big announcement entrance for Penta. Oh, are we going to build to a match? We were meant to get the Lucha Bros in December on a AAA show. And then, I can't remember which one got injured. One of them got injured and we didn't do it. I am very much in the mindset that this leads to something. Are we going to have Rey Fénix saying, my brother, I love you. I would love to get an opportunity at that championship. Could we get a couple of people come out and we reform the Lucha Bros? Penta making his way down. Crowd going crazy. Is Penta the biggest lucha star since Rey Mysterio in, like, America? I know that Mystico is getting lots of awards. Oh, look at that little Penta, though. Ah. It's a massive reaction for Penta. Absolutely huge. Kids dressed up as him. Crowd going crazy. It's a good crowd, said Suzanne. I agree. Cadet said we need Penta versus Fénix or a Lucha Bros tag match. It would be great. Fénix opens the parts the ropes. Penta steps inside. Go on, Fénix. Jump him. Jump him. Mark him. Rip his mask off. Yeah. Rip his mask off and call him ugly. I've tuned in for a reason. You better give me a good reason. Okay, they embrace. Biggest Mexican wrestler after Rey is obviously Mr. Iguana, said for Beach Kevin. Yeah, you're right. I forgot. Mystico is absolutely huge, though. I mean, oh. Fénix was stepping out of the ring. Penta says, don't leave. Get over here. Do not leave. Come here. Here we go. I hate you. I've always hated you. Let's go. Lucha Brothers chant. Lucha Brothers chant. Come on, you got a big opportunity here. Brother. Last December. We were meant to make history. Okay, he's talking about how, do you remember last year? He said someone took my spot, a legendary Hall of Famer, Rey Mysterio. The real Mysterio. And Rey's like, well, there we go. He's talking about me. We are together. Looks like we're heading to Lucha Bros. I love this stadium. Oh, well, arena. It's a bit different, isn't it? It's kind of got like a lower floor area, and then it's got like what look to be boxes, and then it's got an upper area. It's very different to the kind of places we run Raw and SmackDown. It's a different flavor. Triple Mania, when's that? Would you like Triple Mania? How about when we come back at Lucha Bros? Okay. It's a bit of a long walk. Shall we do it? Do you want to do it? Do the people want it? We can make it happen. How about Triple Mania? Only if the people want it. I want it. Do you want it? Do they want it? It's time for our people to see us together. I mean, I can't imagine Rey Fénix needs too much convincing. I mean, surely it's like, do you want to do it? And he goes, yeah. Do you not want it? Yeah. Okay. Triple Mania. I feel like we just asked everyone individually. Corey, do you want it? Ray, do you want it? JBL, do you want it? Kid in the front row, a hug, do you want it? 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 Do you... Everyone wants it, right? Officially, we've asked everyone. Everyone wants it. Lucha Brothers being chanted. This is a very important night. Okay, so it looks like we're going to get the Lucha Bros then at Triple Mania. Obviously, no idea. No idea who they're facing. "29 years of being around." It's just naming some of the previous winners, I believe. Crowd are very good tonight. I'd imagine that the lucha style would be more dangerous for injuries, said Shining Wizards. Do you know, I actually don't know. I would think so. I would think so. I've never really watched AAA or CMLL, so I'm not sure what their injury records are like, but I would imagine they're quite healthy with injuries. I'd imagine it's something that does occur, because it's high risk, isn't it? Okay, he holds up the IC belt, said, "This is for all of you." We're nearly 20 minutes into the show. It's a long open, isn't it? I don't mind it, though, because the fans love it. I mean, this crowd are really into it. And I can understand that. If this was the UK and we had, like, the Intercontinental champ, like Davey Boy, I would be into it if he came out and was all rah-rahing. This is for you. This represents all of you. I'm going to make this title different. I'm not only defending it on Raw, I'm also defending it here. So he is going to defend it in AAA. Wow, I love that. Yeah, it's the Intercontinental Championship. Represents North and South America. Mexico is still North America, but at least it's a different country. Yeah, I like that. It shouldn't be just defended on Raw. Let's defend it on AAA. Let's defend it on Dynamite. Guys, he's still going. He can talk more than me. He can actually talk more than me. If he starts doing live stream watch-alongs, I'm screwed. Because I can't out-talk this guy. He said, I'll drop some names. Whoever wants to step up. Ray Phoenix. How about that? Ray Phoenix. How about Ray Phoenix asks for an opportunity? How about that old woman that runs AAA? How about she asks for an opportunity? How about the ashes of that dead guy that they always show off? And they haven't shown him off this time. Normally there's a banner of the founder and they've got his ashes there, which is obviously a little bit strange. It's not, we don't tend to see that in other promotions in America or the UK, but I get it. What if he challenges? Okay, we're done with the Penta Open. That took just over 20 minutes. I wonder if that means we do only have 3 matches tonight and we need to space them out over 2 hours. I thought we were just going to add another couple of matches, but instead we just had a really long Open. Okay, here we go. It's time for Flammer. Open challenge. Who's answering? Is this Bad Bunny? Who's answering the call? Here we go. It's someone from Raw or SmackDown. Open challenge kicking thing. That's a pretty exciting. It's a pretty exciting way to start the show, to be honest. Who is going to step up? It's someone from Raw. It's someone from SmackDown. It's an open challenge. It's Bayley. It is Bayley. Okay, is it going to be Bayley or is it going to be Lyra? Because Bayley could come out. Oh, no, she's in wrestling gear. Wow. I really did not think it would be Bayley. I really didn't think it would be Bayley. She's got a big opportunity on Monday against AJ Lee for the Women's Intercontinental Championship. I didn't think they'd have Bayley come out right now. Bayley competing in AAA. Crowd going crazy for Bayley. Wow. All right, listen, we had a chat before this thing started. I thought the Lyra Valkyria shout was really good. 411 Mania was saying maybe Raquel Rodriguez. I could see the logic there. I was wondering about Nikki Cross. No way did I think we would have Bayley. Yeah, what a way to start the show. First match is going to see Bayley answer this open challenge, and the fans love it. Yeah, brilliant. Okay, yeah, I'll take it. I didn't expect it. I thought I mean, imagine if she gets injured. Imagine she gets injured. And then she can't have the match with AJ on Monday. She'll regret it then. And let's be honest, knowing Bayley, that's exactly what's going to happen. Knowing Bayley, she will be lucky to get out of this match injury-free. Rey Mysterio said, knowing Bayley, she loves Lucha Libre. Ray said, Bayley told me she was coming to Mexico, but I didn't know why. Come on, Ray. Come on, mate. There's an open challenge. There's an open challenge. And Bailey says, oh, I'm going to Mexico this weekend. And you didn't put 2 and 2 together. I didn't know why she was coming to Mexico. It was a real shock to me. I can't believe she's answered this open challenge. Okay, down goes both women and Bailey. Yeah, in control. Champion's advantage in effect, obviously. It's got to be pinfall or submission. Stephen said, I hope Dom loses. Greetings from Germany. Hello, Germany. Stephen, shout out to you, my friends. I think we all hope Dom loses. Certainly this crowd are going to be hoping that Dom loses. 1, 2, shoulder up. Yeah, man, this crowd is so good. Chanting away, making noise. They're having a lot of fun tonight. JBL said, right now, Bailey goes in the Hall of Fame. She's still in the prime of her career, but everything that she has achieved. Against the ropes, clothesline. No, Bailey, lovely. Look at that arm drag. That was great. You can tell that Bailey is having a good time. She is enjoying being in the ring right now. JBL said Bailey has got nothing to lose. Shot coming in. Bailey goes over in the corner. It's big, isn't it? Flammer throws Bailey in the corner. Jumps over the top. Bailey. Lovely work. Grabbing Flammer. Takes her over. Bailey against the ropes. Elbow to the back. It's nice. It's good. Lovely work there by Bailey. Fans really excited. I love the adverts that are on the screens in the entrance today as well. That's a bit different. Nice. Through the ropes drop kick. Flammer having real trouble here. Real trouble. This will be a massive win for Flammer if she can get past the likes of Bailey. Okay, here we go. Bailey getting back in the ring. Going for the cover. Kick out there by Flammer. Shoulder up. Bailey is in there and she is smiling too much, said Justo. I think she's having a great time. She's really enjoying herself as she charges in, gets picked up to the outside. Flammer, whoa, takes the legs away from Bailey. Flammer coming in, big knee. Bailey goes to the outside. Bailey grabbing a hold of her face. Flammer looking to go against the ropes. Baseball slides. No, suicide dive. Bailey goes down. Flammer with her arms outstretched. Oh, this is so good, isn't it? Oh, was you watching that stream when it was Bailey versus Flammer? It was like early in 2026. This is like one of those sort of matches that the casual fans would miss. Shots coming in there by Flammer. Throwing down some shots. Flammer going off at the ref. Dr. Luchalala said if we kept the open challenge open for Flammer, it can be exciting to see the talent that will challenge. I like. Yeah, I agree. I like it. Bailey over against the ropes. It's going to be great for Flammer as well because, to be honest with you, I don't feel like they've built any of the women up that well. I had no idea Flammer had been the kind of women's champion for like 900 odd days. I think they've done a good job of building up the likes of, you know, Vikingo, Mr. Iguana, those kind of names. But the women, not so much. We haven't really given them big name opponents. It's been like Lola Vice, Natty, people like that, right? I mean, someone like Bailey or Charlotte or Rhea or Io or, you know, bringing those types of names in will work wonders for the women in AAA. This is easily the biggest AAA women's match that I've seen since this partnership. So, yeah, it's pretty fun, actually, opening the show this way. Seeing Flammer being tested. Seeing Bayley being tested. Tell you what, though, these Mexican fans, they're certainly with Bayley here. They are firmly behind the champ. Bayley in the corner. Net breaker. I think Flammer got more of that, to be honest. Okay, loud Bayley chants again. Yeah, really loud. Clothesline there by Bayley. Flammer goes down. Another clothesline. Bayley in control. Bayley to... Oh, no, didn't get it. It was a little off that Bayley to belly. Flammer going to the outsides. Looking. Bang. Lovely. Great work, Bayley. Look at the pace that she's operating at. This feels like Bayley just going, do you know what I mean? Give me an opponent. Give me some time. Let me show you what I can do. Red hot crowds. Bayley will be loving this. She will be absolutely loving this. Bayley getting, like, I'd say this. Oh my God, she went for that Bayley to belly again. Couldn't get it. Knee coming in. She's got to be setting up for the Rose plant. We've tried a Bayley to belly. Rose plant is one of her other, obviously, signature moves. Bayley charging over. Hurls Flammer into the corner. It's sloppy in places, but it's got enough aggression and momentum about it that it doesn't matter that it's not, like, perfect. Fans are bringing energy. Bayley's battling away. Flammer's battling away. Oh, the turn there. Bayley to belly. Connects this time. 1, 2. Ah, shoulder up. Shoulder up. Bayley to belly connected. Shoulder up. Flammer just pulled that turnbuckle pad off. I mean, that feels like it's going to play a part. I'd imagine Bayley will go into it. Flammer will be able to capitalize. That way Flammer can get a big win. Bayley will be protected. Yeah, over. Roll through. Flammer stomp down to the midsection. Bayley down. Flammer down. I don't know how much time they had to practice with each other beforehand, said Dot Sluchalala. That's true. I mean, they are probably just raw dogging it. Because it's true, they won't have had much time to have really been able to interact. But I'm really enjoying the match. It might have a few rough edges, but I'm really enjoying it. I mean, this is Bayley just really going, look what I can do. Kick to the midsection. Like, Flammer right now has got Bayley over in the corner. Shots coming into the back. Seriously, I'm at like 4 stars for this thing. I'm really enjoying it. Ah! Leg drop. Bayley goes down to Bayley. Shoulder up. That was really close. I wasn't even sure if that was a 2 or a 3, to be honest with you. Bayley did manage to get her shoulder up. Okay, Flammer grabbing Bayley. Bayley goes over into the corner. Flammer charges in. Bayley moves. Bayley over in the corner. Middle rope. Elbow drop. Flammer goes down. Bayley jumps on top. 1, 2. Kick out by Flammer. Flammer kicks out. Flammer seems to have, like, tape over her boobs. Because I think those boobs kind of pop out of that top, to be honest with you. But she's kind of got tape over the offensive parts. The parts that would really offend us. Oh, my God. Double knees. That was beautiful. Bayley down. Flammer looking for the cover. Here we go. 1, 2. Bayley kicks out. Bayley kicks out. Yeah, there's a lot of tape on those boobs. Okay, Bailey trying to get over to the corner. This is better than any women's match on the main roster by far, said Wrestle Squatch. I agree. It's got such a lovely pace to it, and I really feel like I'm watching two women digging deep, trying to outmaneuver each other. It feels important. It feels like, you know, they're really trying to get this victory and that it matters, and the energy from the crowd is really contributing. It's really, honestly, I mean, are we looking at the best women's match that we've seen so far this year in WWE? Because I'm not sure what else I would compare. Just off the top of my head, I don't know if I can think of another women's match we've had this year that I've enjoyed as much. Elbow there by Bailey. Okay, we've got someone coming down. Someone's trying to interfere. Bailey, look at this. So we've had outside interference. Bailey with a baseball slide. This, there's another one as well. It's a numbers game. It's a numbers game. Bailey's having to try and deal with this outside interference. Okay, right now, Bailey into that exposed turnbuckle. Bailey goes down. Bailey goes down. Flammer surely now about to put Bailey away. Double knees. Against the ropes goes Flammer. Drop kick. Blummy now. I think it's the right finish. 1, 2, 3. Brilliant. Absolutely brilliant. I really enjoyed that. Flammer will wake up in the morning as a history maker, but she had to get outside interference to achieve it. Okay, let's end the poll. Let's get your thoughts. Bailey, it's going to be a bit strange to say, but Bailey has just raised her stock. I mean, Bailey has been so lost and has lacked momentum for so long that for her to just put on a match of that kind of quality and, wow. I only hope that lots of people watch that. I can only hope that a lot of people tuned into this show and just witnessed what we witnessed, because it was not always pretty at times, and you know, there was a few clunky moments that were in there, but there was a rawness and a realness and an energy and a pace and a real battle where they were trying to outmaneuver each other. It felt like Bailey was really locked in, really wanted it. Flammer bringing everything she had as well. Crowd red hot, really adding to the atmosphere. And I mean, just as a match to consume, it was very, very enjoyable. I think that's great. I mean, I was floating around 4 stars. I wouldn't be down on anyone giving that 4.25. I certainly don't think it's a 5-star match or anything like that, but that I'm sort of in that sort of ballpark with it. It could be the strongest women's match I've seen in WWE so far this year. I'm trying to mentally go through what the alternatives could be, and I certainly haven't seen anything out of Stephanie or Jade as the women's champions this year that can rival that. Tag match wise, there's been some fun stuff, but I wouldn't say there's been anything that can rival that. Women's Rumble is a bit of an exception, but honestly, as a match, I think that's in the conversation for like the strongest women's match I've seen from a WWE product this year. There might have been something in... has there been anything in NXT? I'm trying to think if there's been anything in NXT that could flip him rival it. Kendall JC was really fun. Maybe there's some stuff in NXT that could rival it, but it's up there. It's up there. It's definitely better than AJ Becky, said Tyler. I would agree with that. I'd agree with that. Bayley is out of place in 2026, said Weird Flex. Watching Bayley in 2026 feels like it felt when I was watching Bob Backlund in 98. It's time for her run to end. But have you not just seen that match and felt like, oh, hang on. If we use her better... I mean, the thing with Bayley is that she came back, she did Damage Control. And, you know, that was like a faction. And then within that, she had the few singles matches. I remember having some matches with Bianca that were actually quite well received. But a lot of it was faction work and group work. And then, you know, out of that, she kind of got a little bit lost. I mean, you remember this time last year, she was in a tag team with Lyra. And then she ends up getting replaced. She got attacked by Becky on the verge of WrestleMania. And then, like, since then, we've done a lot of Lyra Bayley type stuff. What we haven't been getting is Bayley and those kinds of singles matches on PLEs, just showing that she can really go and really work. And think about how amazing she was. I mean, she was really an MVP in the pandemic. Bayley's work during the pandemic, which I know was a long time ago now, was so good. I don't think we've used it anywhere near as well as that. She picked up that injury at the end of the pandemic, kind of missed out on the fans, missed out on being around the fans. She got injured just as the pandemic was ending. Then when she came back with Damage Control. So the sort of recent Bayley history, I don't think has been putting her in the best situations. I would love to put Bayley in more situations and give her more matches and opportunities, singles matches against really good talent, like what we've just seen. I mean, this is why Bayley, as Intercontinental Champion, I don't want to say doing an open challenge, because open challenges might be getting a bit overdone at the moment, but certainly giving her good regular opponents as an Intercontinental Champion, giving her PLE matches on Raw where she can defend that belt and have matches like that on a more consistent basis. I don't know, man. I can't say that she's done or that it's over for her, not after seeing what I've just seen. I just want more of what I've just seen, that's all. And don't forget, we got her against AJ on Monday. I mean, there's going to be another opportunity there for her to have a really good match. I don't know that it'll be that standard, though. I don't know that AJ Lee, that's been out the game for like 11 years, is going to be able to put in a performance like what Flammer has just put in. Or Flamer, or however you say it. We are back from the break, by the way, and we are now building to Rey De Reyes match, I believe, because we are looking at this. Winner is going to get a sword. An actual swords. Very exciting. I would love a swords. Who do we think's going to win this one, said Suzanne. Well, to be honest, I don't watch on a regular basis, so it does make it a bit difficult to say. I feel like there's probably a chance that the El Grandes take each other out. So then that's going to result in it coming down to La Parka or Santos. I think there's a good chance it is Santos. And 411 Mania, who watch this on a more regular basis than I do, predicted Santos. But then they also predicted Raquel was going to just answer the open challenge, and it was Bayley. So it's all guesswork. I think Santos, I do see the logic. If not Santos, then I would probably go fan favorite, and I'd probably go with Ludwig Americano. But I do just wonder if we do Americano as a match, maybe next week or the week after. Maybe Santos can then go forwards and get a title opportunity. Here is Santos, and this is a slightly different attire. He's kind of coming down like a desert version of the Shield. This is Shield Desert Rats Edition. Santos coming down. We got the swords being shown at ringside. We're 44 minutes into the show. If you are just joining us, it's been very entertaining, just like we thought it would be. Okay, Here we go then, making the way down. This is, as we said, it's been told to me that this is a bit like a King of the Ring type final. It seems like he's making a statement. Okay. So, Parka is making his way down. Parka dancing his way down, I should say, as he makes his way out and he starts dancing his way down to the ring. So, apparently, Flammer is now the longest reigning champion in AAA history. I don't know if that's out of all the champions or just that championship. But, she has made history. Oh, yeah. It's the longest reigning Reina De Reyes champion. So it's that, it's in the history of that belt. Okay, Parka then making his way down and, getting a nice little reaction from the crowd. Nothing too big. Robbie said, Parka's a 5-time Rey De Reyes winner. Interesting. Well, he's got history. I wonder if he can win it for a 6th time. I've said, I don't know enough about AAA to be able to say with any degree of confidence, but I don't personally have Parka as a winner, but he could do it. He absolutely could do it. Okay, here's the original El Grande. Bum ba-dum bum 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 ba-ba-da-ba-dum bum ba-ba-da-ba-dum. Okay. They just threw me back to when I joined the streams. Time does fly, says Alex. Suzanne said Santos looks like he's wearing a bulletproof vest. Could be. It was pretty fun entrance attire for him. Bum 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 bum. Okay, we've got 3 of the 4 that have made their way down to the ring. We've just got Ludwig Americano. I'd imagine they're going to give this a little bit of time. I still feel like, I mean, if this goes like, I don't know, 20-odd minutes, I mean, I'm only aware of one more match, the main event. Here he is, El Grande Americano. They're bringing him out last. And he's getting a great reaction. Really great reaction. It's true. Corey Graves said this is the reaction you would expect for a bona fide legend. He is so over. Look, there's a little kid that's like dressed as him. On the shoulders of what I'm guessing is his dad's. They've even got their own green shirt guy. Crowd love him, man. There is something just so hilarious about this to me, said Alex. Weird Flex Wrestling said El Grande is over huge in Mexico. Matt said, imagine going in full iguana cosplay and he's not even at the show. Is someone done? I haven't spotted. Has someone done that? Can't wait to see my hero. Is not here this week. Although, actually saying that, apparently they are doing this live and the next 2 weeks are taped. So the next 2 weeks are going to get recorded tonight as well. So we might be on the show. That's a bit of a down, isn't it? Because it means that the results will probably leak for the next 2 weeks. But this one is live, and then they record the next 2 weeks after. It's a long show, actually, when you think about it. Okay, here we go then. The final. Underway. The bell has sounded. Okay, we got Parka battling away with OG El Grande. We got Santos and Ludwig El Grande. That's just left us down to the 2 El Grandes. This is a match that people really want to see. This is a match that right now they're pushing and shoving each other, but Santos gets him. So they've teased it and then took it away from the fans. Teased it and then took it away. Okay, Santos has got an El Grande in each corner and is colliding into both of them. Seems like you lot did really enjoy that opening match. It's actually got a great 79% rating, which is really strong. That's really healthy. Okay, so Rey De Reyes is underway. We've got Chad throwing in chops there to Parka. He's feeling it as well. Imposter is there. It's crazy, isn't it? They're chanting imposter to Chad, who was the original El Grande. Parka coming in, grabs Chad. Lovely tilt-a-whirl to kick out there by Chad. Chad will be loving this as well. I mean, it doesn't matter if they're cheering you or booing you. It makes no difference whatsoever as long as they're making noise. He'll be thrilled at getting such a reaction. Lovely crossbody there by Parka. Okay, Parka with a drop kick. Chad going to the outsides. Parka going to the outside. Santos has just got in the ring. Santos is coming over and he bundles Parka off the top. Gable needs to lose this gimmick, says Jeremy. I think he will. I could see it being a case that we do El Grande, loser gets demasked. I think we can sort of all see that as a direction of travel. But whilst he's getting these reactions in Mexico, I think they're quite happy to kind of farm them for a little bit. Shots coming in there by El Grande. Don't look that great. Some of these shots look a little bit weak, to be honest. OG El Grande takes the legs away from Ludwig. Chad goes to the outside. Santos in the ring, goes through the ropes to the outside. Grabs Ludwig. He's looking to throw him in the ring, and he does. Grabs the OG El Grande, chucks him in the ring as well. Parka's back in. Oh, wow. Springboard missile dropkick by Parka. Parka alone in the ring. He's going over in the corner. He's climbing up. Feel like a crossbody. He could be coming. He's going to walk the ropes. He is. Walks the ropes. Moonsault. Wow. So good. I just thought he was going to crossbody off the corner, but he walked the ropes instead, and then springboards. Wow, it was springboard moonsault, wasn't it? So he walks the ropes. Look at that. Beautiful balance. I mean, very impressive. Walks the ropes. Mate, I would have face planted. If that was me, I'd have been like, oh. Kick coming in. Parka has got OG Americano. Ah, lovely. Driving him down. 1, 2. Shoulder up. Maybe Lucha Mask versus Lucha match at Triple Mania, said Victor. Yeah, maybe. I actually don't know when Triple Mania is. It was mentioned earlier by Penta. It can't be that far away, can it? Clothesline by Chad. Parka down, shots coming in, crowd booing away. Again, this has been non-stop action so far. I like the fact this matters and it means something. It's the Rey De Reyes final. Okay, Chad, working on that arm. Crowd are so good. They just breathe such life into this. So good. Right now, we've got Chad working on the arm of Parka, very much in control. Oh, and again, working on the arm. Triple Mania is like their WrestleMania, says Round One. How can in-ring be this good on AAA, but not on the main roster that's got better talent, said Radiated Zombie. It's honestly, it's a good shout. I wish I had an answer for you. It just feels like, I don't know, it feels like maybe the energy of the crowd is really fueling them. The pace of it feels really good. This feels more in line with a PLE than it does a Raw or a SmackDown. I mean, to be honest, we couldn't do this every Monday, every Friday, or at least I wouldn't expect us to be able to do this every Monday, every Friday. This feels special. Northern Light suplex by Chad. That results in a 2 count, but I agree with you. You know, you tune in and watch this in AAA and you're like, I want more of this. But we say that every single time we watch this flipping promotion. It is very consistent whenever we tune in at being like really entertaining. The status of WWE's upcoming shows in Saudi this year and WrestleMania are under discussion following the conflicts in the Middle East. I think WrestleMania, it's a bit soon to worry about that. I would imagine the conflict will have resolved by then. But yes, I can understand there being concerns about the Saudi shows this year. That definitely feels like something to be keeping an eye on. Okay, right now, everyone, all 4, back in the ring. Big knee there by Santos. That news just coming through. I think it was a quote from Brian Alvarez. Okay, over in the corner, big boot there by Santos. Parka goes back in the corner. Santos has got an opponent in each corner. He's charging over to Ludwig. Double knees. Now he's going over to Chad. Double knees. Now he's got Parka in the other side. He's left him a bit late. Parka, he connects. He gets it. Super kick coming in. Down goes Parka. Santos. 1, 2. Kick out. Wrestle Squatch said AAA wrestlers work more. They don't go months without getting in ring. The crowds are just way better, said Wrestle Squatch. Alex said, I knew that they would eventually slap the WWE logo all over AAA, but I still hate that they've done it. But I do understand why. Well, I mean, there was talks of them changing this to NXT Mexico. I'm really pleased they've kept the AAA thing. So, yes, it is true that they've put the WWE logo above the AAA one. I think of all the things they could have done, this is one of the least offensive. There was serious chatter that this was going to be NXT Mexico. I wouldn't have done that. The AAA's got such a proud history. I wouldn't just throw that away. The AAA name, it's got such value. Okay, Parka lands on his feet. There was a suplex there by Ludwig. Double clothesline. He takes them both down. Crowd just seemed to be getting hotter. Honestly, the crowd just seemed to be making more noise. Here we go. El Grande. We got a glimpse of this earlier, but they're going at it right now. It got interrupted earlier, but right now, Ludwig El Grande, Chad El Grande battling away. Ludwig Americano getting the better of that exchange. Chad to the outside. That was like a double knees, but he's kept a hold of the chin. He's got a chin lock in. Chin lock in there by Ludwig Americano. Santos trying to find a way of getting out as Ludwig again looking for another. Look at that. Really cinching it in. He was trying to reapply it. He's got it in really nice, actually. Santos trying to break out of it, and he does. Oh, wow. Into an ankle lock. Into an ankle lock by Chad Americano. Parka in. It's fast moving. Oh, look at that again, Ludwig. Stereo submissions. This is turning into some sort of human centipede type situation where we've got everyone affecting everyone else. Over to the outside, charging in, hip toss. One Americano crashes into the other, and all four guys are down. Corey said, I think we should get hazard pay for this, as there's people falling and flopping everywhere. Everyone down at the moment. Crazy. One of these guys is going to have a life-changing victory, said JBL. Santos goes in the corner a little bit laboured. Santos doesn't look to be in fantastic shape to me right now. I'm surprised that he doesn't have more, like, definition. Maybe he's bulking up at the moment. I'm not sure. Just don't get to see him much. I mean, he's not featured on Raw or SmackDown. He's been in AAA for a while. Superplex by Santos. Shoulder up. Good match, though, said Suzanne. Yeah. Good. Matt Pete said, Days, you clearly haven't watched Human Centipedes. Oh, I've watched both. Classics. Going over in the corner. Oh, lovely moonsault there by Parka. Right now we've got... Okay. Double German. We've got Americano. Trying to get a German. Ends up Germaning both Santos. And Parka. Flying headbutt there by Chads. 1, 2. Boom. Santos seems a little bit gassed, said Rob. There was a bit where he just got thrown into the corner. He sort of laboured his way over there. I don't know. Yeah, I do agree. There's been a couple of moments with Santos that I'm just like, oh, there's some real good snappy work at the moment. I'm not getting that from Santos. He's doing okay. I mean, it's not terrible, but right now we got the Americanos going at it again. And into the corner, into that middle turnbuckle goes Ludwig. Lovely. Bang. Drives him down. Fisherman suplex. Chad to the outside. Climbing up. He's looking for another diving headbutt. Parka comes in. Parka looking for a Spanish fly. Spanish fly. Santos delivered a super kick. Goes for the pin. Kick. Oh, I thought he might get it there, you know. I thought Santos might get it there. YT Melonhead, shout out to you, buds. Shout out to you. Dutch Luch Lala said, I'm too scared to watch scary movies. I don't think it's a scary movie. It's a disgusting movie. Forearm shots coming in. And again. Finley, hello. Well, if it isn't the Euro Dollar Man. Finley, I hope you're well, buds. Oh. Down goes Parka. Down goes Santos. This match continuing. Oh, hello. Both are reaching. Both the Americanos reaching into their gear. Both. I'm surprised, actually, that Ludwig does that as well. They've both loaded the masks. They collide into each other. Ludwig down. Chad down. Parka with a big splash. 1, 2. And Santos makes the save. So both America. I'm surprised Ludwig does that. Ludwig gets so much love from the crowd. I was not expecting him to load the mask. But they both did. Collided into each other. That leaves Parka and Santos. Double clothesline. Both go down. Both are down. Both the Americanos are down on the outsides. crowd are just honestly, absolutely lapping it up. The crowd are just absolutely loving it right now. Okay, over the railing. Right now, we've got the Americanos fighting in the crowds. They're battling away at the moment. Knee to the midsection there by... They're fighting. They've taken each other out. This looks like it's going to come down to Santos and Parka. Santos and Parka. It seems like the winner is going to be one of these as both the Americanos fight to the backstage area. Santos grabbing a chair. Santos grabbing a chair. Is he going to regret this? Is it going to backfire? No DQ. Fatal four-way. Goes, tries to swing. Kick to the midsection. He didn't even really react to the kick to the midsection. Right now, Parka has got Santos up. Drives him down. Parka. 1, 2. Kick out by Santos. There was a kick to the midsection from Parka, and Santos was like, "What? I don't know, man. Is everything okay?" Parka climbing up. Parka goes for a moonsault. Santos moves out the way, goes over, goes for the pin. 2. Kick out by Parka. Santos on top of Parka right now. Throws down some shots. Santos grabbing a chair. Chucks the chair down. He's got Parka on his shoulders. Bang! Plants Parka down. Backing over in the corner. Going for the cover, so he planted him on the chair. Parka kicks out again. Right now, we've got an Americano coming back. This match feels a bit long. It is the final, though, so, you know, there is a lot at stake. I was not expecting one of the Americanos to make it back, though, but he has made it back. He's pointing over... Who's battling? Who's fighting? Oh! Los Americanos! Of the original. Isn't this a bit strange? That we've got the good Americano using Bravo and Rio to... Clothesline. The booking of this seems really weird. Okay, drive Santos down. Perhaps it is going to be Ludwig Americano. The commentators seem to be suggesting this is comeuppance. The OG Americano deserves this. Handful of tights, kick out. There was handcuffs. They handcuffed OG Americano. Someone is passing a chair. Is he passing a chair? Is he taking a chair? Oh, Santos has just been walloped with a chair. Someone's in a mask here, and I don't know who it is. Someone destroying Santos. Parka comes through. Cutter. That wasn't sold very well again. Okay, please, end. Okay, we got there. I gotta tell you, man, I think for me personally, that match is too long. There's too many spots. Santos just didn't seem to be selling. There's loads of like action, but it's a little bit like my criticisms of like AEW when I was watching it, where it was just, it's good when it's fast paced and there's loads of stuff happening, but you get to a point where you're like, okay, I could kind of do with this ending now. And I feel like I was there a good few minutes ago, if not 5 minutes ago. I am a bit confused about Ludwig Americano loading the mask. I'm also a bit confused about him having outside help. It feels like... I feel sorry for OG Americano. I feel like he's just been wronged, but he's the heel. But the commentators said that this was comeuppance. And I feel like I've sort of obviously missed that. Either way, Ludwig Americano has picked up the victory. I'm not down on him being the winner. Certainly, the fans are appreciative of it. I don't know what was going on with Santos. I don't know, maybe if he's feeling a bit under the weather at the moment, or perhaps this is just not where he wants to be. I don't know. I can't say I was, like, blown away by his work in this match. There we go. Right, commercial break. Commercial break. WrestleRants said, I don't know what happened at the end, but this falling apart with a great start. And what was up with Santos? Yeah, it's not. I mean, I wouldn't say that was a bad match. I was just ready for it to finish. I wouldn't say it was a bad match. But there was lots of great stuff, definitely. I don't know what was up with Santos. He got thrown in the corner that one time. He sort of like just stumbled over to it rather than being like whipped into it, you know. And then there was like, he got kicked in the midsection. He didn't really like, you know, he didn't sell it. And there was a couple of times where he wasn't like really selling the moves that people had for him. I don't know. I don't know. He's a very, very good performer. Perhaps he's just feeling a bit under the weather. Don't know. Everyone has bad nights, you know. Could be nothing more than that, but I haven't had a chance to see much of him, to be honest. I haven't had a chance to, like, I don't watch AAA week in, week out, and I think some of the questions that I've just posed probably would be answered if I did. So I will be the first to admit I'm not, you know, the right person to be kind of, you know, being analytical about, like, some of the stuff that's going on, because if you watched it every week, it might be very clear as to why we're doing what we're doing, but certainly a couple of questions there. It is payback for what's been happening weekly, said Anonymous. They did kind of hint at that, and you know, it makes more sense. It kind of reframes it, if that's what it was. Fish said, this is show of the year, and we've only had 2 matches. I'm loving this so far. Weird Flex said, I think Santos has always looked a little bit off. Santos has been round the Usos' house, said Shining Wizards. Denham said, that last cutter from the Parka looked awful on Santos' part. Well, you know, let's put it down to a bad day. Let's put it down to that. I certainly don't want to say, like, anything more than that, because I just haven't been watching him. Okay, the guy that hit Santos with the chair is a mystery mask man that was wearing Santos's old mask. Yeah, BG, have we got any theories as to who that could be? I was sort of looking at the body shape. They seem to have a bit of size to them. There was no name that was really coming to mind. It could be revealed to be a AAA superstar that I just don't know. So, I'm not sure. But, yeah, I don't know if there's any thoughts. Sean said Santos has had some good matches before this. Oh yeah, definitely. I mean, I really like Santos. I don't know about in AAA. If you're telling me in AAA he's had some good matches, that's great. But I mean, I've certainly seen his work in NXT and some of the stuff he obviously was doing on the main roster, and yeah, it was good. It was Dr. Wagner Jr. says Mayor Pete's and Tribal Lists. Right? Okay, thank you. We're back on, said Suzanne. Radiated Zombie said, I think it was a member of Santos family, said Radiated Zombie. Well, people are saying it's Dr. Wagner Jr. So it looks like that's going to be next for Santos. Okay, we're back. So how long we got? We got about 45 minutes left to go. Tyler said, yeah, definitely Dr. Wagner Jr. Is this next? Or is this next week? 6-person tag match. That could be next week. That's next week. Pagano and Psycho Clown against War Raiders. Tony said, I'm sorry, but Mania needs to be in Mexico. Crowd have been brilliant, haven't they? They have been so good. Okay, the Rey De Reyes sword presentation is going to be next week. Okay. Dominik and Vikingo. This could be a banger, couldn't it? This could really be a banger. So, Corey just telling us the stipulations. And I think that is next. We've gone back to the arena. Vikingo's graphic is on the screen. I mean, entrances are going to take, what, 10 minutes? It's going to have a lot of time if this show's going to end at the 2-hour mark. Vikingo making his way down then. No sign of Omos right now. No sign of Omos. Do we see Finn costing Dom the title here? Well, he could do. He could do. I can't say it's absolutely guaranteed, but I would say it's definitely a live option, yes. Championships define careers. Championships define legends. Okay, Vikingo. I love his entrance gear. He looks badass. He's such an amazing performer as well. Lots of boos for Vikingo, but there's lots of boos for Dominik as well. So I'm not sure who the crowd are meant to necessarily root for here. Who are they behind? Who do they want to see win? They definitely don't like Vikingo. Mate, there's cheers for Dom. There are more. I think this crowd is going to be more with Dirty Dom. Dominik comes out. Yeah, there's more cheers for Dom. Dominik making his way down to the ring. They do hate Vikingo, said Tyler. They will be behind Dom because he is Conan's godson, said Weird Flex. There's a sign in the crowd that says Greatest Mysterio. Rey said, personally, I wouldn't mind if Dominik left Mexico for good. So it seems like Rey might be leaning Vikingo. Rey Mysterio might be Vikingo's only fan. Well, there we go. Dom's going to win, says Nirvana. The live chat on the stream is convinced that Dom's curse is going to cause him to lose, said Trini. Well, I mean, it could do, couldn't it? I mean, he lost the IC belt. We still don't know about how the curse works. It was sort of implied yesterday on SmackDown that the curse kind of stays. Because Danhausen said to The Miz, there's, you know, if you want to break the curse, there's an easy way to do it. And that's obviously to make him his mentor, be his mentor. Which does just make me think, does the curse stick around? Has the curse followed Dominik to Mexico? I don't think any of us would be too shocked if Balor got involved and Dominik lost. I mean, I think that's a very real... I think that's real. I think there's a chance of it, a real chance of it. Dunno, man, we did a poll just before we started. You lot were like... It was like, I think it was like 53-47, Dominik wins. Okay, we're about to get underway then with our main event. Let's end the poll for the second match. Crowd are chanting. I can't quite make out what they're chanting. Okay, second match you lot said was Great 68. Great 68. And then our third match... Dominik versus Vikingo. Vikingo goes to the outsides. Grabbing a kendo stick. This is no DQ. And that is going to be a problem for Dirty Dom, actually. Because we haven't seen Omos yet, but I'm pretty sure we're going to see Omos. Okay, Dominik goes out and grabs a kendo stick. Okay, and they both wallop each other, or wallop each other's kendo stick. And the kendo sticks go flying. Vikingo and Dom were underway. Drop kick there by Dom. Vikingo goes down. Dom stands up, poses, gets a cheer from the crowds. Arm drags. Drop kick. Dom goes down. Corey asks Rey, where does this confidence come from? From Dom. And Rey's like, to be honest, even I'm impressed. I have no idea where it comes from. Dominik in the corner. Vikingo with a chop. Vikingo has got Dominik in the corner. Vikingo going over the other side is looking to charge in. Dominik trapped in the corner. Vikingo. Oh, I think he just drop kicked him in the dong. He did. Jesus Christ. Oh my God. Dirty Dom just got drop kicked right in the dong. Right in the dong. Oh, right in the even dirtier Dom. No grandkids, said Rey. Dom goes in the corner. Vikingo charges him. Big boot coming in there by Dom. Dom going over the other sides. Kick to the midsection there by Vikingo. Taking the legs away from Dom. Dom goes down. Drop kick there by Vikingo. Vikingo going to the outsides. Rey said he likes Vikingo's swag. Vikingo going underneath the ring, grabbing a chair. Okay, chair being introduced, kendo being introduced. Dominik in the ring, he doesn't have a weapon. The chair was thrown at Dom. Blumming hell. You don't tend to see chairs getting thrown and it bounces off the head of Dom. You don't tend to see that either. We don't tend to get headshots. Normally it's across the back, or if it's a headshot, it's protected. He just hold that chair at Dom. Vikingo. Mate, the rules are just different in Mexico. Dominik's like holding his head. Referee was straight over to check. Right now, Vikingo hurling Dominik into the ring steps. Right now, Vikingo grabbing a chair. Sign, the same person that had a Greatest Mysterio sign has flipped it, and it says Vikingo sucks. Vikingo sucks. Vikingo in the ring. He's going over against the ropes. Vikingo, suicide dive into door. That looks so good. That looks so good. Take a bow. Definitely take a bow. That was great. Look at that. Oh. Collided into Dom. Dom goes into the chair. Flies over. 2. Shoulder up. William said, I think that Finn is getting Dom to lose his title. He's going to get kicked out of AAA. It's going to be a juicy interference plot. We've got blood, said Jennifer. Is there bloods? Oh, I've not spotted any blood yet. There's some bloods. Yeah. Let's go. I want every WWE show to have blood now. We saw Cody absolutely gushing. I couldn't tell if he bladed or if it was fake blood, actually, on that. I don't know. Right now, we got a trash can over Dom, and we got the kendo. Okay, Vikingo just hitting the trash can. Ah, that was nice. Those shots looked a little weak to me. I like the drop kick better. Goes for the cover, but Dom kicks out. Dutch Luchador said Kaiser and Vikingo had tiny beef in their match. We could see that again for the title if he wins. Interesting. I mean, obviously the crowd are more with Dominik here than they are Vikingo, but I would imagine either of these against El Grande will go in as the heel. Okay, Vikingo goes for a big shot. Dominik with a forearm coming back. And again. Oh, all these shots coming in for Vikingo are just being blocked. Forearms coming back there by Dom. Vikingo has got Dom in the corner. Vikingo charges in, crashes into the corner. Down goes Vikingo. Dom going over, lovely. Going over, grabbing that kendo stick. Poor Dom, he hates the pyro, said Tony. He does. Right now we're looking for a suplex. Gets it. Please don't call for bloods. John Moxley will show up and he'll start spraying the crowds out of his veins, says William. Here we go. 3 Amigo in. 3 Amigo in. Shots coming in there by Vikingo. Big chop. Vikingo going over against the ropes. Dominik grabs him. Ah. Michinoku. Doesn't get it. Wow, there was a bit of outside interference there. It feels quite early in the match to get a bit of outside interference. I mean, this is our main event. Okay, Dominik. Why doesn't this dude run? Run. Get out the ring. Run. Yeah, JBL's like, get out of there. Here's Omos. Dorian waved his hand. Here's the big Omos making his way down. Dude, he's got such... If he could really go, he'd have amazing, incredible aura. He'd have Oba aura. Roll up by Vikingo. Kick out there by Dom. Dom going for a big clothesline. Vikingo goes down. The big Omos making his way down. Dr. Luchadala says, Homo sapiens. Rise up, Homo sapiens. Your boy is in the house. And he grabs the trash can. Hurls it at Dirty Dom. Dirty Dom goes down. Right now, we got Vikingo with Dirty Dom. Dom over against the ropes. Omos on the outsides. Trash can thrown right into the back there of Dirty Dom. Vikingo climbing up. Dom is on the ropes. Bang. Double stomp. 1, 2. Shoulder up. Tony said Dom has got no one in his corner. I'd say he wins again to prove himself. Harry said, I'd love to see Oba against Omos. Omos on the outside. Jeremy wonders if it's going to be an Omos turn. I wouldn't want Omos lying on top of me, said Shining Wizards. I could second that as well, actually. Vikingo has got that belt. I don't know why he's messing around here, but he's got the belt. He's wrapping it around his waist. Is he going to use the belt as a weapon? It is a pretty big faceplate. It's a big metal faceplate. He's going to... he went for a frog splash whilst wearing the belt. Dominic moved out the way. Drop kick there by Dom. Vikingo in position for a 619. And Omos stops it. Omos prevents it. Omos grabs Dirty Dom. Smashes him on the edge of the ring. Omos is getting in. It's all against Dom right now. Omos grabbing Dirty Dom. He's going to go for a big choke slam. Look at that. He's got him right here. Look at the height. Look at the height. Boom. He grabbed Dom and picked him all the way up. Blimey now. That's like falling 10 stories. Dirty Dom down. Omos helping Vikingo up. It's obviously no DQ. I mean, is this just going to be the end? There's a big cheer, though. Big cheer. Mini Vikingo. I don't know who this young man is. He looks like he's just walked out of Tron. But right, oh my God. Oh my God. He's getting choked out by the big man. The big man has got him up. Low blow there by Dom. This is crazy. Blimey now. Low blow. Chair shot. Boom. Boom. Yeah, Omos over in the corner. Dirty Dom now with a chair. Vikingo in position. 619. Connects. Here we go. Could be the beginning of the end. Crowd are loving it. Big splash. 1, 2, 3. Dominic wins. Dominic retains. Wow. Dirty Dom gets the victory in the main event. Retains that championship. And with everything stacked against him, he did well to get through that. No Finn Balor. I'm really surprised. I thought Finn might make his presence felt, but he didn't. Craziness, though. So much stuff going down in that match. But Dominic retains. Dirty Dom retains. Mini Vikingo. I don't think I've been introduced to Mini Vikingo before. Yeah, that's true, actually. Whilst Dominik's got the belt, well, I mean, what happened? No curse. The Danhausen curse. Does it only affect one incident? Does it only stay in one country? Like, does it even matter? Like, should we worry about the rules of the curse? I feel like it's important. And the show has come to an end after 1 hour 35. Is that normal? Is it normal for us to do 1 hour 35 long episodes? That's pretty random runtime. I was looking at this thinking we still had like 25 minutes. Granted, they do need to film another 2 weeks worth of shows. So, you know, they have got, you know, other content that they need to go and film and get to. But I must admit, I am quite surprised that we have wrapped it up now when we've wrapped it up. The AAA shows are pretty good, said Ambi Ballin. Yes. Mayor Pete said, you need to watch the product every week if you're going to do the watch-alongs. Well, it's not possible to do that, is it? I mean, we've said that it airs on a Saturday, and so, you know, that's going to collide with WWE PLEs, it's going to collide with UFC, it's going to collide with other things. I would never claim to be fully up to speed with everything that's going on. I'd never claim that. So I would say that if this is not for you, then don't join us. It's as simple as that. I don't have any problem with people wanting to go elsewhere. But, you know, we do the best that we can. And I enjoyed the show. I think, you know, there's going to be people out there that do watch it. I don't think it's a problem if we've got questions that people in the community can help find us answers. I don't see it as a problem. So I enjoyed it. I thought it was a good show overall. I still think my favourite match was probably the opening match. But, yeah, it was a fun watch. Every now and then they're fun, says Ampy Ballin. Car says they do AAA after the WWE pay-per-views. Yeah, but the problem with that is that we don't get chance to watch them because obviously we have to do like breakdown videos. We have to do opinions videos. We've got like, you know, other things that are going on as well and scenes and stuff like that. So even though they might immediately follow a PLE rather than collide with it, it's not possible to like always get to it. Are we doing a watch along of the Tyson Fury card, said round one. Am I doing a watch along for the Tyson Fury card? I genuinely don't know. I said that about next weekend. I knew coming into this period that we had Elimination Chamber, then we had NXT, then we had AAA. So those were the three shows that I was engaged with. You know, those were the three shows that I was going to be watching. And I genuinely don't know what next weekend looks like. I don't know what the weekend after looks like. Obviously, we're getting closer to Mania. We know that there is a NXT show coming up as well. So we've got that coming up. So, yeah, there's obviously a lot of stuff on the horizon. So it's just, you know, trying to do what we can, really, as we, you know, try and get to it. Next week will be wild, said Edward. WWE Army said that was awesome. TJF said AAA is a better product than the main roster. AAA always has same time as other stuff. Bobby said, are we doing something for Mania? Oh, well, we're doing the watch along. I mean, we do loads of stuff. We'll be doing, obviously, the Hall of Fame. We tried to do a stream for the Slammies. We do streams for night 1, night 2. We always start like 2 hours before the countdown shows. I mean, we always did stand and deliver as well. I mean, we cover everything, or whatever we can try and get to be honest. How about Ronda Karana? AB, I don't know what we're doing, but I do not know what the weekends look like going forward. So, I mean, I must admit, I'm tempted for next week's AAA show. I am tempted. I feel like it'll be interesting to see the fallout of this. I don't know if next weekend's UFC show is a massive thing, but yeah, I like to try and stick with wrestling where possible. So I don't know. We'll have a look at it. We should do fun member stuff this week, the week of Mania, says Bobby. Well, I'm open to suggestions. TGF said, hope you're good. Good to see you come over to the dark side of Mexico. It's been fun. Drixby said, Days, did you hear that WWE quietly lifted their ban for watch parties? I did, yes. I think there was pressure put on them from ESPN. That was the word that was doing the rounds a little while ago. You know, ESPN obviously want as many people as possible to tune into the coverage of WrestleMania, even if that is bars. You know, by saying it's a blackout in the local area, that means a lot of bars, a lot of establishments are not going to sign up to ESPN. So I think there was a disconnect there between ESPN that want people to watch it via their platform and WWE that want people in the local area to buy tickets. How many people that affects? Probably not loads. I mean, I don't know. Would there be 50 bars or something that would show it, if that? So, I mean, are we talking... I don't know, saying that, I don't know what the deal is. If a bar shows it, do they have to pay extra? I'm not sure what the agreement is. So, I don't know. All I heard was that ESPN were not happy about the blackouts. And now that's changed. So, I wonder if it was pressure from them. I wouldn't be surprised if it was. AAA have future WWE stars like Mr. Iguana and Flammer, says Carl. Mayor Pete said bars don't go through ESPN. I can only tell you what was reported. It wasn't bars. Bars don't go through ESPN. Mayor Pete, I do find all of your comments to be very, very argumentative. Have you said one positive thing on this stream at all? Or is every single comment going to be something that's going to be countering and argumentative? If that's your rhetoric, that's absolutely fine. If that's what you get enjoyment out of doing, that's absolutely fine. But again, I'm not making this up. Like, I can find the report and show you what was said. So whether there's truth to that or not, I mean, I don't know enough about where the bars get their information from or where they get their broadcasts from. But yeah, that's what I've read, right? A few weeks ago. So feel free to educate the community on where bars get their coverage from, what companies they go to. It seems like you are an expert in this field. Robbie said Lucha Vikingo was talking about future opponents with Denise and a lot of main roster and NXT, says Robbie. Well, I think Vikingo coming into NXT would be a real positive, to be honest, because I do think that's a roster that needs a little bit of support. It's a roster that could really do with someone coming in. We've kind of said it would be good if there was like a big indie talent that was like out there. It'd be great if there was a Kevin Steen right now, a Tyler Black right now, someone that's got some real excitement that we could go and get and like bring in to really boost that men's division of NXT, because we have just lost Oba, we have just lost Trick, we have just lost Javon. There is obviously still Ricky and Ethan and Joe Hendry. So we do still have some people around, but it could do with a bit of a boost. It could definitely do with something. I would not be down on seeing Vikingo come in and have a little bit of a run there. Weird Flex says, yes, Vanity Project and Dark State groups are very green and stale. They are lacking some charisma and skills. Dr. Nuchalala, shout out to you, buds. Bobby said Vikingo was great when he was in AEW. I just think he brings so much to the table. I agree. Yeah, I think he's a great talent. I mean, he obviously gets big reactions in AAA. He obviously gets big reactions in AAA. But, so they've used him there and they've used him well. Obviously, there was a lot of negativity to him. They leaned into that and it's worked well. But it would be good now to sort of see him kind of transition a little bit more to getting used in NXT. We tend to use people like Wagner Jr. We tend to use people like Mr. Iguana. We kind of see some of them coming over. Obviously, we had Parka in the Rumble. But for some reason, we don't tend to use Vikingo so much. And for me, he's like probably the star I'm most engaged with when it comes to AAA. I think he's so skilled. Such a great talent. So, yeah, I'd like to see us using him more going forwards. Weird Flex Wrestling, shout out to you. Danny said, are we doing AEW tomorrow? No, we don't do AEW, but we don't do AEW because we don't watch it on a regular basis. We kind of watched it for 4 years from 2019 to 2023, and I just sort of fell out with it. So it's not one we cover, unfortunately. I'm not saying that we will never, ever go back to it. I mean, we very much kind of could find ourselves going back to it, but no plans at the moment. Tribal Chief said, when is the next Unseen going to be dropping? Yeah, it's been on hold because I've had a bit of a nightmare with, like, trying to look after the dog for 3 weeks on my own and stuff like this. So it's been a few personal things that have just been happening recently, but that's resolved. And so I'm really behind. My plan is on Sunday, catch back up with everything. Obviously, we've just done SmackDown. We've just done AAA tonight. I'm not doing the AEW thing tomorrow, of course. So my plan is to catch back up. So you should have something tomorrow. Should be an Unseen that drops tomorrow. Matteo said, I didn't watch because I'm lost with all the time zones. Do we know if there's a possibility to watch highlights somewhere? Well, it depends where you are. Where was this shown in America? I'm not sure if I know. I know it's on YouTube internationally, but I don't know if I know where you go in America for this. Wherever you are, you should be able to find it. I don't know that they'll put highlights out, but I mean the whole program's only like an hour and a half. So, Shining Wizard said, I've sent some for Unseen. We've got lots that's been sent for Unseen, but I need to try and get through it all. But Matteo, I can understand you struggling to get your head around the time zones. There has been like different time changes. We are in Mexico, and yeah, I can understand that being confusing. Dr. Nuchalala said it's on YouTube as well. Thank you, Butts. Appreciate it. I watched it on YouTube in New York. DS said it is on YouTube, so you can go back and watch it when you want. Steve said promotions handled the licensing for bars that air PLEs. Not sure what they provide the establishments to actually air the feed. It could have been on Facebook Live as well, says Humpty and X. Okay. Well, there we go. I think we're done. I thought this was going to be going for another 10 minutes or so. Dirks said, I hope the dog's doing okay. She's all right. She's old. Her leg's kind of not in great place, not in a great shape, but she's fine. She's happy enough. Okay, so yes, I thought we were going to be here for another 13 minutes or so. I did wonder if there'd be a match that maybe they put on, just a little bit of a spontaneous type thing, or just a little thing they put on before we got to the main event, but instead we kind of ended a bit earlier than expected. So appreciate people joining us. Hope you enjoyed the show. Both of those matches got great scores. Our main event came out as being great 78. Wow. Okay, so the women's match got great 79, and our main event just got great 78. So, blimey now, really close. But the opening match is the one that just pips it. I would agree with that. I think the women's match was my favorite match. I think main event was second. But all three matches tonight getting great scores. So, I think this was definitely well worth a watch. Definitely well worth the watch. So yeah, hope you enjoyed it. I'm going to go and start chipping away through the mountain of notifications that I've got. And as we said, we should be getting an Unseen out on Sunday. Don't forget that on Monday, we're back for what should be a very interesting Raw. We got Brock Lesnar on that show. I don't know if Roman's back on the show. I've got a feeling he could be. Obviously, Bayley against AJ Lee on that show as well. So the card genuinely looks like it's going to be fun. We know that Raw has been the stronger of the two shows out of Raw and SmackDown. So yeah, let's go. I'm excited. I'm looking forward to it. So have a good weekend. Happy Mother's Day as well to anyone that's celebrating that. It is Mother's Day over here in the UK on Sunday. So don't forget, you know, if that does affect anyone. And I will see you when I see you. So thanks for watching. Bye for now.